Dream a little dream for me.
That was good. Okay,
Thank
girl.
you.
Okay, girl.
I have the vocal ability. It's just I can't find the note on my own. It's a little something about me. But I know what the note should sound like from playing violin.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I'd go,
that
ain't it.
I know when it's not.
Like in that Salt and Pepper song where they're talking about like finding the clit and she's like, that ain't it. I always think of that anytime I'm like singing.
What up, fuckers? How you doing? I hope you're laughing today. Welcome to another episode of Guys We Fucked.
It's the anti-slut shaming podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson.
It feels like I have lipstick on my teeth. I don't think I do, but this lipstick comes with like 87 instructions.
Oh,
they're like
that's
shake
a good
it,
one.
then put it on your lips, then hold your lips apart for 30 seconds, which feels like it would be easy, but it's kind of difficult to be
right, because you can't even talk.
Yeah.
I never knew lipstick came with instructions.
Well, this is like a good one. This is like a
What
kiss,
kind?
like a
What
kiss
kind?
proof. It's Urban Decay's new whatever.
Urban Decay.
You know, they have to make up new technology.
Of course.
So
because women need other reasons to, yeah.
well, also there's like every time I go and say
make me pretty.
I'm like, I need a new lipstick color. Every time I go to the store though, there's basically like, I would say 5 lipstick colors.
Yeah.
And then they just keep naming them new things.
Yes, correct.
And then putting maybe like, there's different like sheens, like it could be matte, it could be glossy.
Right.
Beyond that, there's, I don't know.
The money I've wasted on makeup that I don't use that often.
Oh yeah. I mean, I buy a lot of stuff from the drugstore.
Yeah, that's good because it's way
Because-
cheaper. I can't go to Sephora without spending $50.
Oh, yeah.
On 1 or 2 things.
I don't think they have anything for that price.
I don't think they do either.
No.
What the fuck, Sephora? You're
And
really
then-
capitalizing on our self-esteem.
the mini things by
Oh
the,
my God.
the
You gotta,
cashiers.
the maze that they make you walk through and you're like, well, if I get a tinier version of the
Right.
product, I feel more comfortable buying it because if I
Yes.
don't like it, it's not that big of a deal.
And then I'm like, we travel a lot.
Right.
This is perfect for traveling. I have my full size for home and then
Yeah.
something else for travel.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of times I would say, I can have something less expensive for travel, but you can't when you travel a lot.
No. You wanna
can't
look good.
You can't be putting just Noxzema.
Yeah.
And no hate. I lived a lot
Oh.
of years off only Noxzema, so
Cooling
no
effect?
hate.
The cooling effect of Noxzema.
Honestly, I don't think anything feels better. Like, I think when
it's
you
like
put
a menthol for your face.
Noxzema feels better than love. Like, it's just so.
Wow. I don't know if I go that far, but
I love Noxzema. It's the same effect as Ben Gay, but only it has a cuter name.
yeah.
You put it on your face?
Noxzema, yeah, it was like you would used to use it in like the 80s and 90s to remove makeup.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's a white cream. It's a face. Yeah. My mom
Interesting.
used it when I was a kid and
Me
I remember
too.
smelling it and then I used it once and I was like, wait, was there like snow on my face? This is crazy.
It feels good, and I love the smell of Noxzema.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I also love the smell of Head and Shoulders, though. It's nice. I think
smells like no more dandruff.
right. It also reminds me like those are like scents from my bathroom growing
Childhood.
up, so
Yeah.
I think they're like warm memories, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But my mom would use Nair sometimes too, and that to me
Wow, your
doesn't
mom's
smell
freaky.
good. Yeah, but to me it meant we're going down the shore. I go,
So
are we
Nair,
going down the shore?
Nair to you is like sunscreen smell.
Yeah, I go, smells like a
Go
beach
down-
trip.
Go down
Mom's
shore,
getting
mom.
ready.
Let's go down shore, get Wawa Hoagie, go down shore.
Oh my
I
God.
like it.
Guys, you sent us your songs that you fuck to. We called it bang so that Instagram wouldn't be like, oh no, they're cursing.
Right.
So if you look on our Instagram, sorry about it's Guys We Fucked without the U and fuck. That's our social media handle across the board. Go look. The top 10 songs that you've submitted are on there. And then if you click the link in our link tree, which is the bio of our Instagram.com/Guys We Fucked without the U and fuck, you'll get the whole playlist. So thank you for submitting.
Yeah, and it's the top 10 songs out of the songs you submitted, not
Yeah.
in the entire world.
No, exactly. No, you gave us some
Right.
good stuff. I was like, oh, y'all freaky. Okay. And then some of the songs were just like, I love you. I'm
I
like,
was making
"Ugh,
fun of some
I
people.
will barf. I made some edits to the playlist myself, but I want to do another one of these, and it's not going to be songs to fuck to because that's not as interesting as what I think this next prompt is. Email us. What's the most fucked up reason you've ever gotten dumped, or the most fucked up reason you've ever dumped someone? Like, I'm talking like, oh, not proud of that. I was trying to think about mine.
Yeah, I was thinking of mine just now.
Well, the thing is, the most fucked. it wasn't a fucked up reason. He had dirt under his fingernails and he never cleaned them.
That's fucking gross, Krystyna.
Yeah, so that's not
Was
fucked
it
up.
more than once he had dirt under his fingernails?
Yeah, and we like went out to eat multiple times. He was an EMT and he would drive his ambulance by my apartment and like put the sirens on, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And he let me go in the back and I was like, that's cool. That's fucking dope.
But it's
I was like
disgusting that he worked in healthcare and had dirty fingernails.
That's correct. Yep.
Because
And, like,
you have
is
to
it
medical
dirt?
wash.
Right. Is it dirt? Well, he didn't handle the patients. He only drove. He only drove. Oh. The driver of the ambulance, I don't think they don't do a lot of the medical
But he's
stuff.
still an EMT?
Yeah. Well, that's what he said. Anyway, I couldn't
Now
continue.
we need to do some Googling.
Yeah, yeah. He drove the ambulance, and he had the jacket, so I believed him. But yeah, he had dirt under his fingernails.
Ew.
So yeah, couldn't be. He was really cute too.
Also, I mean, men's fingernails really just shouldn't be even getting long enough that even if they are, it should be so minimal.
The thing was, Corinne, they weren't even that fucking long. And I'm like, are you fingering a cow's asshole? Are you
my
fisting a cow's asshole?
It's a hardworking man right there.
Are you fisting a cow? They were shortcut fingernails. I know. And I was like, I don't even want to know.
Listen, I mean, my OCD makes me I wash my hands a lot. I have to control the amount of times I wash so my skin isn't falling off. But I was also watching a lot of ASMR the past week, and one of them was like a nail care ASMR, and the woman in the ASMR said that she makes time to give herself 2 nail baths a day, and
Girl.
that's the other side of the spectrum where you just maybe have too much time.
Right.
Yeah, right.
2 nail baths. 2 nail baths.
So they just dip serve nails and
kind of like what they do when you're getting a manicure, but there was a whole process.
bowl.
I mean, listen, it looked divine.
Wow.
But I said, you have a child.
yeah. Oh, girl, you got a kid. She don't need a mom with nice nail beds. She needs a mom who's there for her, who looks her in the eye. Get your nails done another time.
Oh man, it was cracking me up though.
What's the most fucked up reason you've dumped someone? Or gotten dumped? I don't know that I've ever gotten dumped.
What?
Because by the time a relationship ends, we're both like, yeah, I want to murder you and I hate you.
The most fucked up reason, I mean, all the reasons I've been dumped, I mean, the 1.5 times, I mean, were like big reasons. Like, you don't want to get married and have kids. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
we can't. That's not fucked up. That's
Yeah, it's not fucked
makes
up.
sense. And then the times that I've dumped, I mean, for me, it's like, it wasn't like the whole reason, but one time with the straw that broke the camel's back was the way he ate soup.
Right.
We've talked about this.
Right. The ick.
Yeah.
Right. The way he was eating soup, that was not good. I'm trying to think. I mean, they were all pretty big reasons.
I feel like nowadays people don't give reasons. Like the guy. I remember that guy that I met at a bar that I hit on. That I was like, "You're fucking smoking hot." I'm Krystyna. I don't know if you're straight and single.
Oh,
but if you
I remember this guy.
And
Yes,
then we went on a date, and
then you tried to invite him to a big event in the next day. That guy.
yeah, I did. Yeah. He was so hot
Right,
that I was
right.
like, I just want to fuck you. I don't know where this is going, but
Right.
And he was but he confused me because I'm like, you're not talking a lot, and like your girl will fill the silences, but at the same time, I'm like, this is boring for me. I don't want to hear myself talk. I talk all the time.
And did you make out even on that date or no?
No.
So I wonder
He
what
was so hot, and his skin was like baby soft. Oh my god, he was so hot.
Because I wonder what then
He didn't give me a reason. He just ghosted me, which is fine. But I'm like, I kind of rather have a reason.
Well, but I mean, who's going to give you a reason after one date?
That's not feeling it.
I'm pretty.
You don't get a reason.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm
You didn't get a text at all. Like, hey, thanks, but no thanks.
I am pretty communicative about why I'm doing what I'm doing, but not. I wouldn't tell someone after date one because what is it? I mean, we
texted a lot
so
leading up
vague.
to it, so it felt like we had.
That's bad though.
That's bad. Yeah.
No, it's bad because so I was actually I'm like the queen of texting and then being disappointed.
Yeah.
I all the time, especially because when you're kind of out in the world, people will DM you on Twitter and Instagram and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so this has happened to me so many times, and I was like, there has to be stats to back this up. And I was wondering, so I looked up recently stats for. How long should you talk before absolutely needing to meet in person? And it's they said you shouldn't talk for more than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because then the expectations that you have in your mind are never going to match. Even if the person is good, if they're not the version of good that you have created in your mind, you're going to be disappointed and it's not going to work out. And pretty much every time that's happened to me.
Your imaginations has too much time to create a fantasy world around this person.
Absolutely. And so
boy, we will.
Yeah.
We will do that.
So you have to like get on that airplane pretty quickly if you want to, but then you're like, why am I fucking getting on an airplane?
Yeah.
But you know, I love to get on an airplane. So
yeah. So anyway, send us sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com is our email. Just put up fucked up reason you got dumped or fucked up reason for dumping, whatever in the subject line, so I know. And then we'll make graphics and post on our Instagram the top 10 most fucked up ones. Cool, guys. I stumbled upon this post on Instagram that I was like, oh, I wanted to read these to you. I don't know. Hopefully you didn't see them. It's vintage dating tips for women from a 1938 magazine.
I have not seen these.
This is from Parade magazine. Dude, I like Googled these to make sure. I'm like, are they making this shit up? When you think 1938, right? Mm-hmm. That wasn't that. It was long ago, right? But really in the scheme of things, for as long as human beings have existed, it's not that long ago.
No, not at all.
And I was reading these and I was like, wow, we've come so far.
Yeah, I mean, people
We really have.
Yeah, people definitely still are alive and kicking, born in 1938.
Right.
Yeah.
And boy, it makes me understand just how there's just certain things that sometimes a parent and child, like I just won't understand. My parents will never get me on a certain level and I'll never get them. Because if this is the shit that they were being told, two different planets.
Right.
Men don't like girls who borrow their handkerchief and smudge them with lipstick. Makeup in privacy, not where he sees you.
Okay. Miss Manners technically disagrees because according to Miss Manners, which my mom used to love to tell me tips from Miss Manners.
Is that current?
No.
Miss Manners, that's what a name.
It was like
Is that like Emily Post?
yeah, like from her, like from my mom's youth, like in the newspaper. So not like, you know, more recent than this, but it was like you should be able to update your lipstick at the table, but anything more, you have to go to the bathroom. That's like the makeup rules.
Right. Yeah. I don't, after 25, I just don't even look in the mirror.
I know. I go,
literally
this is this the way this is the way I'm coming home.
If you don't accept me at my smudgy, you don't get me at my within the lines. Careless women never appeal to gentlemen. Don't talk while dancing. For when a man dances, he wants you to dance.
What? That feels like just like a psycho rule.
Bitch, shut up and dance. If you need a brassiere, wear one. Don't tuck at your girdle and be careful your stockings are not wrinkled.
Your girdle. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Good
Oh, I guess like
This
elephant
one.
knees. I was like, how are stockings wrinkling? But they mean like falling down.
This one I thought was, don't be familiar with the head waiter talking about the fun you had with someone else another time. Men deserve and desire your entire attention. Ugh.
Like you can't talk about like
So
you went with another guy.
The picture that accompanied it was a couple going out to dinner and the woman's just looking at the waiter with a smile on her face.
Oh, I guess there's a saying like, you know, it's like when two people are talking about a time that the third person wasn't involved in.
Right.
I mean, I kind of agree with that, but not from any person, not just a female.
But what chick in 1938 is out to dinner with her husband and then telling the waiter about some guy she fucked years ago? I don't think that happened.
Also, the reason to not do it is not because the man deserves your whole
Exactly.
It's just because it's rude to anyone who's there with you to make them feel left out. It's like if three people are together and two people speak a different language and the third person doesn't speak that language, you shouldn't speak that language in front of the person because you don't know what you're talking about.
Basic courtesy.
Basic courtesy, exactly.
Don't sit in awkward positions and never look bored, even if you are. Be alert, and if you must chew gum, not advised, do it silently, mouth closed.
Okay.
Don't talk about clothes or try to describe your new gown to a man.
What?
Please, flatter your date by talking about the things he wants to talk about.
Ugh.
How about you go fuck yourself, man?
I mean, most women do that anyway, even so.
It's true.
Not me.
Like it does work, but you know, enjoy a life of talking about things that you didn't want to talk about.
It's just funny. I mean, like the idea that because men, there's stuff like this for men too, but it was never. None of it was ever courtesy
Of
to
the
women.
woman.
Yeah.
Right. Don't do this because the woman deserves this.
Right.
Women didn't deserve anything until
Yeah.
like a year ago.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't drink too much as a man expects you to keep your dignity all evening. Drinking may make some girls clever, but most get silly. That's the last thing a man wants.
I think the male stuff was more like how to impress your boss.
That makes sense.
How to impress your
how to
wife
like climb up in the world.
Yeah, how to impress another man.
Yeah.
So it's still how to impress a man, just a man who's doing better than you.
Yes, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Because if one thing a man hates, it's a man doing better than him.
Right.
Don't use the car mirror to fix your makeup. Man needs it in driving, and it annoys him very much to have to turn around to see what's behind him. That made me laugh so hard.
I mean, more like it's dangerous.
Yeah.
More like the issue here is you're in danger.
And the last one, don't be familiar with your escort by caressing him in public. Any open show of affection is in bad taste and usually embarrasses or humiliates him.
Oh.
Yeah, that was it. I thought that was interesting, though.
Weird. Those are just like very peculiar.
Very peculiar.
Oh, man.
Ugh, God, what a time.
Weird times.
I'm so glad that we live in the time that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
I think about that a lot.
Oh, I would have been arrested. I think about that. I think about a lot. How I always say I can't believe I've been punched in the face. I would.
You haven't been punched in the face.
Yeah, right. I would really be. I would have been in court several times already. No question about it.
Yeah. It's a good 2023 is a good time to be alive, I gotta say.
Well, it's good to look back on stuff like that too, because sometimes you feel like we're not making any progress with feminism,
too easy to
but
think
we
that,
really are.
Yeah, abortion's legal in most states.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, and then
it should be legal everywhere. Yes.
On Without a Country, I started doing a segment called "Could Be Worse," where I just read stories about women from other countries.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
that'll sober you up.
Yeah, like we're like complaining, and then like you'll read something about just like a woman, driving, glanced the wrong way, and then got a stone thrown in her face, and you're like, all right, well maybe maybe I can handle a cat call now.
I guess America ain't all that bad, huh?
You're like, okay.
Oh boy, at least I have the freedom to call man, a limp dick piece of shit. And I can't get arrested for it.
Oh, it's so
pretty
nice.
exciting.
It's the wind beneath my wings. All right, I have something to read too, but we'll do this and then we'll sandwich it. This is from a listener. It says, how do I be less shallow? If you want to email us, it's sorryboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. Make sure to send those emails. And we've been doing a lot of email episodes lately, so we need more emails.
Burning through them.
All right. This says, hi, y'all are my role models, and every ounce of self-confidence I have is from the years I've spent listening to you and your insights. Anyway, I'm seeing this guy and I'm really into him. Our values line up. Neither of us want kids, similar political beliefs, etc. He challenges me mentally, makes me laugh, is really kind. I'm totally attracted to him, and we just have so much fun together.
Sounds great.
I just can't seem to get over one thing. He's shorter than me.
Well, get over it.
Just by an inch, but regardless, I cannot figure out why this bothers me so much. I know it's so shallow, but I don't know why I can't get past it. Do you have any thoughts? Am I just a dumb bitch that has to get over it? Help.
I think you do have to get over it, but I also do think society really pushes tall guys on women. It's just, and I feel bad for men who are short, because that's not, Corinne and I don't give a fuck about height. I dated a couple guys that were my height. I was the second ever episode of Guys We Fucked, Nico. Mm-hmm. He was like my height. Oh my God. He was one of the people I was most attracted to in the world. But I will say dating a tall guy is real fun. However, I think you just have to reframe it in your brain.
My whole theory is if you go shorter, you get way hotter. It's like
a better personality.
You're talking about a package deal. Maybe
he'll live longer, because Great Danes don't live as long.
Even
Great Danes live like 5 years, and then Chihuahuas will live like 22.
There's truth to
longer
that.
time.
Oh no, together. There's factor. My dad was 6'6", and when he got sick, I did a lot of research. That's
for his heart to pump all that blood. It has to work hard.
When you're over I forgot what the cutoff was, but it was it was either 6'2" or 6'4". When you're over one of those heights, your lifespan decreases by 10 years.
Wow.
Not even joking.
Oh God.
By 10 years.
That is
so enjoy your tall life.
Enjoy your tall husbands while you can.
New York Times also just put out an article, I believe it was in New York Times, about how it's the moment of the short king, and how short is going to be coming back. Was that the New York Times, Michael?
I don't know, but I know that the short guys are having a moment.
As they fucking should. Short guys they'll
call you back.
Right. Yeah. And I think what we need in our culture, it needs to be injected into our culture, is more reassurance that short guys are very sexy. Because it's one of those things where God, if you've ever been on a fence about liking somebody and then your friend comes along and they're like, oh, that guy's hot. And you're like, yeah, he's really hot. I'm dating him. You can't date him. And it kind of makes you like him. Like somebody else, another woman's opinion of a guy, if you're on the fence, like will make you, and the times that's happened to me, it worked out with the guy. So like sometimes you just need a jump start. And because this has nothing to do with who this person is.
I'll tell you what, ladies, also all the actors that you like, McDreamy,
Tom Cruise is 5'5".
McSteamy, they're all under 6 feet.
Oh, they're tiny.
I don't know, I'm just making,
I like Vince Vaughn though, and he's very tall motherfucker. Wait, how tall are you, Mike? You're under 6 foot.
I'm 5'11".
Okay.
Oh, that's
I'm
not really.
like right there.
Yeah, because I'm 5'11.5. Well, the two hottest guys I've dated are both under 6 feet tall. One was like 5'10", and one was like 5'7" or something. The Zaddy. I mean, when you're hot and it's like, okay, so yeah, I traded in basically a couple inches for like someone who was like super nice, abs, great cock. It's like, what do you?
That's great.
It's like what? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. And again, I mean, I'm serious. I'm serious. Like in my joke in the special, like
I was gonna say,
I'm not impressed by tall guys because I live with tall guys my whole fucking life.
Right.
Also, my neck just hurts.
But also, you didn't do anything to be tall. You were just born. That's it. I think that this whole narrative, though, culturally that we've experienced for this whole time is like a woman needs a protector, and protectors are tall. That's been the thing that we've been fed: tall, dark, and handsome. You know what I mean? Like tall has been. There's no like short, blonde, and a little chubby. Like that's also real hot. But it doesn't get. It's not perfect.
But I mean, that being said, if someone had the same two like on paper, same exact things, but one was 6'3" and one was 5'8", I'm going with 6'3".
I know, me too.
I think there's also a little difference between tall, dark, and handsome, and short, chubby, and blonde. Like if it was like,
what does that guy do? Does he make me laugh? Can
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. So because of this, because the reader is like, or the writer is like, this is shallow and it bothers me. You're not fucked up for this bothering you. It's okay. But the reasons that it bothers you aren't real. They're kind of just been manufactured by society.
But yes, but also I agree with you, and I'm I'll date a short guy and have many times. But also I also don't want to be like too like everything's okay with how you look, men, because
no. Oh, that is not
true. They are so fucked up to us.
Yes.
And so I'm not making too many like.
I'm saying things you can control though.
Yeah,
you better have those in line, gentlemen.
Right, but it's also like there's we've created surgeries for things we can't control, for like size of our breasts, if our pussy is too floppy or whatever the fuck's happening that week.
Floppy pussy surgery.
This week we have bushy eyebrows. Oh no, it's back to thin. Oh nope, it's back to bushy. Get them implanted, girl. Because I can do it.
What I've noticed is anytime like in stand-up I say something about a man's like looks or how he is in bed, everyone is just like aghast, including women, because we have been so like trained that
men's feelings?
to like not what's the emasculate, to not emasculate, because that's like the worst thing you can do to a man. You know what? You wouldn't be able to be emasculated if you fucking acted like a man.
Exactly.
And a man doesn't mean like I'm gonna punch you in the parking lot.
Not
a man is like having confidence, holding yourself accountable, being honest. Like these are manly things, and you're not bringing them to the fucking table.
And there's been a lot of times where the men I've dated will have like a physical aspect to them where like society would deem like ew, and
I would love a list of what these were.
I'll tell you privately. And even sometimes I'll be like ew, but then I see the man not give a flying fuck.
Yes.
Not take it personally.
That is so hot.
Even if I said like, whatever the thing is, and I commented on it, which I wouldn't do because I don't want to make anybody feel bad about their physicality. However, if I said
make them feel a little bad.
I made one guy feel a little bad, and then he just was like, yeah, that's the way I was born, and I was like, oh,
right,
that doesn't bother me anymore. In fact,
right.
That's kind of hot.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Sometimes when someone is like so, I don't want to say unattractive, but I do. Yeah. Like sometimes when someo's so unattractive and is just walking around like they're not, you're like, I was like, I think
I go follow him.
I think I've been tricked.
And gentlemen,
and it works. Trick us. It works.
I'm inviting you to trick us.
Okay, so I think
because it means you're more confident.
I think this starts in high school though, because like for me, like the hottest girl in my high school and my middle school,
always the drug addict as an adult.
But also wasn't hot.
I know, right?
Was just a bitch.
Just
Totally,
a bitch.
yeah.
She was just a bitch.
Which is confident when you're young. That's
like
like
you want to use a hair straightener.
Yeah, and so I
Same thing with
remember
men.
walking around my middle school and my high school, and whoever it was, like it was known that this was the most popular girl, and because she was the most popular, everyone thought she was hot. And in my head, I used to be like, she's not that hot. Am I going crazy?
Yeah.
Because like I wasn't hating on her. I don't
see what you
if
see.
this is what people think is attractive, then I don't think the same thing that other people think is attractive, because I always thought I was attractive, and I go, but I don't look like this, and nor do I want to.
Right, because that's not attractive.
But it was literally just, and then they get older, and then everyone goes, oh yeah, she wasn't attractive at all. And then you go, I knew it.
I think it's like a lot of times it's for in like middle school and high school, it's like the women that get tits first, whether they like, are attractive or not, and the men who are just like tall and have a beard.
Yeah,
Like
and no, the men can't help that. The women can't help that. It's
there is a kid.
how it sprouted.
There is a kid when I was in high school who was like one of the star running backs on the football team. He had a full beard when we were 15 years old, and all the girls were like,
I don't even know anyone like that.
He had my facial hair, like what I have right now.
You have nice facial
As
hair.
a 33-year-old man, he had that at 15.
Wow.
And all the girls were just like, wow, look at this.
Did anyone check his ID? Or
He was just tricking everybody to date 15-year-olds.
He was like dating like a hot chick on the
So
dance
crazy.
team, and like it was.
and his name was Krystyna. Everybody.
Caught you, Chris.
Edison High School class of
this was in Howell, but the same. Yes, it was crazy, and I just remember wondering, like, what is it about this guy that all these girls like? Because he was not particularly smart, and he did not have
never are.
much of a personality, but he just had a fucking full man's beard, and chicks were just like, oh wow, I guess I'm into that.
That might have been Krystyna in disguise.
I feel like men don't even have personalities until later. Like to me, the only personality a man can have is
not
funny or not funny
Yeah.
until he's about 35 years old.
Right,
36.
right.
Yeah.
It's are you funny or are you not funny? And those are the choices that you have.
Yeah.
I guess maybe can you play a sport, but that's not a personality trait, and can you play guitar?
Yeah.
Guitar will help.
Okay.
Also, too, with the short person.
I forgot that we were answering an email, honestly.
Yeah, right.
I forgot.
so swift away.
What's this lady talking about?
If the guy acts insecure about being short, that is very unattractive, and that would kill it for me.
And also, I'm disappointed that God is there. I wish
want
she'd
to
included
follow
her phone number, because she said he's an inch shorter than her. Is this a tall girl?
Oh yeah, bitch. If you're
Because-
like 5'11", you can't be picky. But she would have said that.
But the thing is, I will say, so I'm 5'3.5".
Yeah.
If someone's an inch shorter than me, it's off. That's not you.
Shallow Hal over here.
5'4" though that is short for a man.
Yeah, I do have that rule. I will date I will even go as far as to date someone my height. So you can be
What
a
a
man,
brave lady.
and you can be 5'3.5".
Right, that's short.
You're
That's
not
a lot of
getting
leeway.
no swipes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right, except for Corinne.
Have
You know
ever
what?
been
I'll swipe you with my Amex.
Girl, that's a good deal. Who could pass that
That
up?
is- I
Mama
think-
wants a daddy.
I think that's very generous
She can
of
treat.
me.
That is very.
That's very generous.
That's very generous.
Of me.
I
would
will
agree.
say, for short guys, dating apps are so awful. I would imagine, because I ain't swiping on you.
Yeah.
If you're like 5'5" or below.
I got to do 5'7".
Yeah.
And it's fucked up. But
Yeah.
dating apps have like the height ranges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dating apps don't have for men like what kind of cup size you want between
Right.
this and this. So and that is fucked up. But so you really got to bring it in person.
Yeah, and from what I hear, women actually read the descriptions on dating apps.
Yeah.
You
Wait,
don't?
You don't?
No man does.
Oh my god.
I look
Not a single man.
I spent so much time on
No.
my profile.
on Hinge. I look through the whole thing. I look at like, do you want kids? Do you drink?
No.
Do you smoke? Like
You
all
don't even
these
look at
things.
that
I look at
stuff?
all
don't
of
even
them.
look. I don't even look.
Wow, my god.
Ever. I'm not alone. I'm not the only one.
I look at religion, but all
yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
Not even.
It's
a care.
fucked. It's fucked up. But here's the
Damn.
other thing too. This is what I was going to add. One last thing I wanted to add to the dating app thing. This is a fucked up paradox, but like men, you don't have a lot. So like, wah. The height thing, I won't swipe. Like I kind of historically won't swipe if it's below a certain height, like 5'6", I would say. I guess 5'5", 5'6".
And that's generous of you, because what's your height? 5'5". 5'5". Yeah.
And
That's generous.
If a guy lies about his height and I show up and you're not fucking that, bye forever. Bye forever. You ruined it. No amount of confidence in your shortness can mend that.
Well, and the thing is, if they're putting
We're starting off on a lie.
They're 5'4". So,
Don't lie, guys.
Okay. Also,
Even though I'm not going to swipe on you if you're short. It's weird. You just got to be impressive in person. Go out to bars.
ma'am, I have a question for you, ma'am. Have you ever heard of elevator shoes? You know, because men can make adjustments. There are like you can get a little bit of a number one.
He's like nursing wedges.
No, he needs to get into cowboy boots first of all.
Word,
and like Doc Martens.
Oh, Doc.
You're
right though. That's 2 inches.
You look him in the face and you say, if he's a sneaker man,
Mama,
you say,
you some boots.
You're a boot man now.
Yeah.
You say you're a boot man now for Valentine's Day. Get him some boots. And then number 2 is they have like pads that you can put in your shoes to give you a little lift. Like
like a push-up bra, but for your whole body.
Sometimes they would call them lifts or elevator shoes, or but you can buy like it actually in the shoe. So get a shoe with a little height, like a boot, and get a thing. Because
never hang out with him with his shoes off. Well, unless you're sitting.
No, because to me, I think she doesn't care behind closed doors that he's short. She societally cares that he's short. That's how I'm reading this.
Yeah.
And I agree. Like, I don't care what the fuck as long as I'm attracted to them, I don't care what someone looks like in, behind closed doors. But I get the societal thing.
Everybody does.
Because we use relationships, like having a boyfriend or a girlfriend in general is, used as currency. So of course what they look like is going to be used as currency too, which is interesting to me because some people interpreted it as having anyone is better than having no one, and I could not
true.
I could not disagree more. I actually was thinking about it a lot this weekend, and I really still stand by that. If you're like powerful and single, it beats everything.
Also, too, but that mentality,
unless you're Posh and Bex or Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah, that's true. Having someone is better than having no one is such a toxic thing because then you're gonna budge on shit that you don't. You're gonna ignore your own boundaries in a relationship because you want to hang on to the person.
Love the one you with.
Stop. That triggers me, Michael. You know that triggers me.
Guys, come see us live, okay? I have a lot of dates. Detroit, Edmonton, Boston, Dallas, New Westminster, British Columbia. That's all happening March and April. But what I really want to promote, because I got to sell those tickets, baby boys and girls, Nyack, New York. I'm headlining Levity Live. Actually, it's West Nyack, New York. It's an hour outside of the city, 45 minutes outside the city, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I'm doing an hour of stand-up comedy. I'll say hi after. Kevin will probably be there, but buy tickets now. It's at ChrystinaHutchinson.com, or all my social media has a link tree. And then Winnipeg, Canada. I'm headlining Rumors Comedy Club February 9th through the 11th. I'm going to Winnipeg in February. Please, for the love of God, come. Buy your tickets now, because this is when I stress out and I'm like, no one wants to see me. And then the week of, all these tickets sell, and I'm like,
we had a good turnout when we went, didn't we?
I think we did. Yeah, I forget.
We were too busy being scared, and then
cold. But that's the comedy condo.
Wait, so that's the comedy condo, and that's also the manager of that club. Well, yeah, because I told you ahead of time, and I was like, don't ask them not to stay there.
You know what though? Now I have a new relationship with ghosts and death, so actually maybe it'll be good for me.
But then also the manager of that comedy club, if it's still the same one, I was like, I was kind of into him, and I was like, I could marry him and be the princess of Winnipeg.
You could be
because he had kind of a very Canadian look. Well, I was looking up what I could afford a literal castle in Winnipeg.
Jesus.
And I love snow.
So that means that you guys could afford tickets to my show.
I love snow. So
yeah, you do love snow. Winnipeg's not where they have those outdoor spas, right? Because I want to go to that. That was Ottawa, I think.
They have it a lot. They're very big in Canada in general. I was actually just looking through them last night, but
gotta go.
It's called Nordic Spa.
Yeah, that was the most. I'll never forget that.
One of the top spots. They have them a lot. I do remember when you fell. Yes.
I still remember. I slipped and fell when Corinne and I were.
It's very dangerous. I mean, when you're really looking at it.
We were going up into one of the little saunas that was like a barrel on a hill. And it was so cool. I love little compartments and shit. And I was so excited. I ran up the stairs and fell on my left knee. And when I say it, it hit. It was a pop her around the world, man. I fell on concrete stairs. I went up and then all my body weight went down on the left knee.
I thought she was going to be disabled and we were going to get a Netflix special, but
I was laughing so hard because it hurt so bad. It was one of those falls that I'll never forget. Yeah, that's how bad it hurt.
But it's like when you think about it, so it's
the pain ripples through time.
It's dark. It's wet.
Yeah.
You're in flip-flops. It's also icy.
Yeah, it's awful. And the Canadians trust people too much.
Yeah. And then people are drinking. I don't know if we were. I couldn't remember.
We had one drink
we had a cocktail
in the hot tub. Yeah. That's fucked up.
It's crazy.
Your country trusts your people too much.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
Crazy.
Although I will say the only two people only one person that fell was the American. So I didn't see nobody else fall.
Yeah, but we're not used to that terrain. Okay.
True.
The rugged Canadian.
True,
outback.
girl. No, I mean when she fell, I was like, oh my God. But then I was also like looking around and I was like, this is a fucking.
I can't believe it was the first time it happened.
Well, also they're not as willy nilly with lawsuits in Canada. So they're like, yeah, try and sue us, bitch. In America, they can't.
Sorry about that, eh?
Yeah, in America, we can't do that.
Yeah.
They'd be out of business.
That's true. But yeah, come see me, West Nyack, New York, and Winnipeg, Canada. Those are my February headlining dates. And then patreon.com/Krystyna Hutchinson. For $5 a month, you can get episodes of The Voices in Our Heads, which is my solo podcast. And also 3 to 4 times a month, I do Zoom group therapy in quotes because I'm not a licensed therapist. And it's honestly, I gotta say, more people sign up for that Patreon. It's really fun. I love hearing people's stories.
She does.
And I really do.
Tell them to her.
Don't tell them to Corinne. She don't want to hear them. But I think that's like the golden nugget of life is like understanding what other people have been through. And I gotta say, I'll say stuff. I'll give people advice, like only if they say it's okay. But I come out with some gems, man.
You hear what she just said, everyone? She gives advice only if people say it's okay.
Yeah, ask for consent. Well, at the top, I say, like, I usually comment or ask questions, but if you'd rather me not, please just tell me. I won't get offended. Because there is, like, AA meetings are basically structured where you talk for 2 minutes and no one's allowed to comment on what you say. I think there's a lot of value to that. Just saying stuff. But I'm not, your girl ain't tight-lipped when I hear stuff, so I want to ask questions.
I'm not tight-lipped either, but the downstairs one.
Whoa, scandalous.
Hey.
Pew, pew, pew.
Okay. So my February road dates are Austin, Texas. I'm at the Vulcan Gas Company on Friday, February 10th. Houston, Texas. I'm at Rockefeller's for 2 shows on Saturday, February 11th. And then the following weekend, which is Friday, February 17th and Saturday, February 18th, Toronto, Canada. I'm at Comedy Bar and there's 2 shows each night. All the tickets are up for these already in the Linktree link in my bio on Instagram at philanthropygal or at CorinneFisher.com. Ticket sales doing great, guys, except for Houston. Tell a friend. They're not bad. It's just a very big venue and they gave me 2 shows. And sometimes I look at what they give me and I go, yeah, that's not really my market.
Got it.
But
I'll try.
Bring a friend to that one. I would say other two venues doing great, but so get your tickets soon. Toronto and Austin.
We were only in Houston once, and it was a one-off. It was a one-nighter.
We used to do like huge one. We used to do like those huge venues in Texas,
big, and it sold out. I remember that Houston show sold out. It was like 400, 500 people.
Yeah,
I mean that was the time that you found Beyonce's childhood home for me.
I can find anything. And then obviously listen to Without a Country. Subscribe to our YouTube. That's the best way to watch the show because there's a lot of visuals, a lot of news items. We play clips and videos of politicians being stupid, and it's a really fun time. I do that with Mike Harrington over at Gas Digital. It comes out every Saturday, where I think actually maybe late Fridays now, wherever you listen to podcasts. So that's a fun one. You can send me stories of a woman you know who has been the victim of domestic violence that resulted in either like something really bad or death. That's been a fun thing that we've been doing. And also we're getting really into Scientology because there's been some new things resurfacing lately about kind of like they're hearing maybe some muffled screams from Shelley Miscavige.
Oh, she's alive?
Not actual muffled screams, but like, yeah, there's been like news articles that have been popping up about her again. So I kind of feel like maybe, I mean, eventually she'll have to die and they'll have to do something with the body.
Man,
she's not old enough yet. I mean, since she's sick, but.
Right. There's no way she's alive.
No, I think she is.
Do you think she is?
Yeah, apparently they did like there's this.
Maybe they gave her drugs.
Well, there's an ex-Scientology. Well, they have, the thing is with Scientology, they have so much private property that they think she's basically just been living on this private property for decades. But it's so large that it's like, it'll be like living in Disney World.
Right.
So it's like, I'm sure terrible for your mental health, but very possible to live.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, you could live in jail for that long.
Have you seen Don't Worry, Darling, the movie?
I actually did. I watched it on an airplane recently.
It's kind of like this own little world that I watched it on an airplane too on the way back. Florence Pugh is my new favorite actress.
She's only like 27.
That bitch, she is so she's such a good actress.
Has the confidence of a much older woman.
Oh yeah, but her yes, and her grace. She's so good. Her and Harry Styles have the best chemistry.
Yeah.
And there is another movie she's doing on Netflix where she's it's based in Ireland. She's this British. It's back in the day. Oh my God, she's so good. I'm my father. I'm like, the movie with the girl in the country.
I watched a video of her just eating British foods, and I really enjoyed that.
I would really enjoy that. I gotta follow her on social media.
Yeah, I like her. I think she did it for Vogue.
She's so cool.
Yeah, I could. I was gonna see that movie in the theaters, and then I ended up not seeing it in the theaters because a horror movie came out, and I'd always opt for horror over anything.
Right.
And I was like, I'll just see it because Delta really just has so many new movies.
They do.
I save so much money on my
which
Delta
one you
flights for my movie tickets.
Here's your next one you got to watch. To Leslie.
Oh, I saw that
movie.
I mean, I read the synopsis, and that was one of my contenders for the movie I was going to watch. This one's good though.
Andrea Riseborough is the act.
Did you watch it because Mark is in it?
My baby daddy, yeah. Mark Maron's in it. I still think he's so hot. He was so hot in this movie. He's so hot.
He's handsome.
He's so hot. What up, Marky?
And Allison Janney is great.
I mean, Allison Janney. This movie was I was bawling my fucking face off. It was beautiful.
See, sometimes I got to be careful with bawling on the plane.
Oh, why?
Well, I mean, it's just I don't want the person next to me to get scared. It depends.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
Oh no, it depends. Like
how no one's watching.
How deep I'm gonna go into it. Who's sitting next to me?
There was like trauma tears coming out of my eyes because they were thick, and technically like tears from feelings you've been holding back most of your life are thicker in consistency.
Really?
There's a lot of scientific studies on it. When you have a deep cry, check your tears out, and they're not as watery. They're thicker. They're gelatinous.
This is Fiji water.
Yeah. Or like glycerin tears,
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So the thing I wanted to read, I just follow a lot of like relationship accounts, and like honestly, I'm not even going to give you the name of this one because I don't even think it's a particularly good one. But they posted one good thing, and it was about signs you're dealing with a man-child, and I was like, wow, that algorithm is working.
Is he a man? Yes. Is he in front of you? It's a man-child.
And it's like I think a lot of times the things that we're reading online are things that we've heard before, or things that are just like bad advice. Not true.
Sure. And regurgitated bad advice.
Something that a crazy person made up and gave to a graphic designer. But
because they had a deadline.
But this I actually thought was quite good. So signs you're dealing with a man-child. He's emotionally available at the beginning, which can be really seductive. But as things get more real, he regresses, and his true limited emotional capacity becomes clear.
Can't fake emotional intelligence for too long.
The reality is he has no idea how to do a relationship beyond the opening the door phase, and is very threatened by the vulnerability of real intimacy. Now this is the part that really gets good. Being with him feels like constantly being pulled around by somebody. His inner emotional world is unexplored and chaotic.
Oh, that sucks.
He doesn't know how to hold emotional stability for himself. This is such a dead giveaway. And he definitely doesn't know how to do that with you. Instability is his home. He just wears a charming mask to hide all that at first.
Ooh, I got goosebumps.
He may not say it, but he believes the relationship is about his needs being centered. He likes you, and this one, write this on your mirror, ladies. He likes you as much as you're willing to center him and give him the love and support he doesn't know how to give himself. Literally, write it down and say it every morning.
Bitch.
Write it down. I'm going to say it again.
That's our Pledge of Allegiance.
He likes you as much as you're willing to center him and give him the love and support he doesn't know how to give himself. The more you assert your own needs, the more distant, defensive, and mean he'll become.
Ew, dude.
There's so much richness and complexity in that series of slides, and I was just like, I was like, I'm shook by that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's all the things that I know. They are just articulated it in a way that was concise and just fucking hit it home.
Yeah, and I think about man-child. I've dated a couple, I guess. Like they kind of had like flavors of man-childness.
Sure.
But more so, the relationships. I wouldn't say relationships, but like it was literally like just like months of dating for like the worst man-children that I've dated. But I do like when I was younger, a part of me is like, well, he just needs to like me more and he'll stop acting like this. But turns out that ain't true.
No, he needs to like himself more.
Yeah,
pretty much. 99% of the time, that's the problem.
Yeah,
is that the person needs to like themselves more.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Crazy shit, guys.
You know who likes herself?
Today's guest.
Yeah, she does. I fucking love her.
She really does.
This is one of the funniest interviews. I was crying laughing.
She's going to be huge pretty soon. She's just a treasure.
She is incredible, and she regaled us with so many tales of sexual debauchery. It was a Guys We Fucked dream guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show stand-up comedian Steph Tolev. We are here with comedian Steph Tolev. So excited. Did I say it? Tolev?
You said it exactly correctly.
Tolev,
yes.
Tolev? Okay, great. Happy to have you here.
Happy to
A
have
lot of people
me here.
recommended that we have you on. You seem like a fun gal.
Okay.
You seem like a fun time.
That's what I thought of, when I saw you online, because I only know you from online circulating videos.
Yeah, the old vids.
Yeah.
Post every fucking day. Huh? Isn't that fun to do?
Yeah.
It's very
love
exhausting
this?
and soul sucking. Oh boy, makes you want a career that doesn't involve social media of any kind. I get so jealous when people are like, "I'm not on Instagram."
I know.
Oh, you lucky dog.
Yeah, that's the best sentence that you can say.
Yeah.
I'm not on social media.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Good for you.
Stop bragging.
God has blessed you.
Yeah.
She loves you more.
Could you imagine every day not having to look up and delete a comment that says "you fat ugly fool" like every fucking day? Like, wouldn't that be nice?
I just leave them at this point.
Do you?
Yeah, who cares?
Oh wow, I get so pissed. I block them.
pissed?
I
It's
block
not
them.
true.
Well, when people leave it on Instagram, and I'm like, you're not allowed to see anything that I post.
Blocking
If you're gonna
them
do that.
lets them know that what they said hurt. You have to just restrict them, and then they're just talking to themselves.
Oh, right.
When you restrict, they just can keep leaving the comments, but only they can see them.
Do you get those comments a lot?
Every day.
Every day?
Every single day I delete a bad comment. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Is there any ones that really pierced you?
Oh yeah. Well, I had one the other day that was so wild. There's a short guy in the crowd, and I make fun of short men a lot. People get very offended. Again, majority of the men on the list I will bring out soon of guys I fucked, very tiny boys. So I don't know why everyone's all fucking offended.
You
by
love a
this.
little guy.
I love a little guy. I love a little tiny little get in there. Fits nice. So I literally I posted this video, like a crowd riff of me talking to the small guy. Some guy literally commented, "You fucking racist. This isn't going to age well." I'm like, What is going on now?
This is
What?
gonna
This
age
doesn't make any sense.
We're bouncing categories. You gotta
Yeah,
stop.
yeah.
That's really funny.
Well, they're kind of. I love a short guy that just doesn't give a fuck. that
Yes.
he's short. That's just love.
Cares.
Because like women don't really care, and the ones who do, okay, then don't fuck those women.
And
they're
also-
not gonna fuck you anyway, so it's fine.
They don't really care. Most women
Yeah.
are still fucking you, you tiny little idiot. Like, I don't know what the problem is.
If women made looks a must, or like sexual attraction just based on physicality, we wouldn't fuck.
No.
You know what I mean?
We'd be dry.
Well, it's such a joke too because our whole existence is us getting picked apart for what we look like, and then
It's
men, it's like two things, like being bald and being short, and they can't even handle those two things.
No.
Like, I mean, I've heard people tell women they have like ugly hands.
Oh yeah,
They're just like anything there can be ugly.
Neck,
a woman
nose,
has been
hands.
picked apart for it. So it's really crazy to me that men can't handle even a slither of what we go through.
It is also wild how much men hate my nose. Like, it's crazy.
See, I love your nose.
But women do. But like, also,
Yeah.
it's like they get so upset. Like, people tell me I get nose jobs all the time. Like, why? Don't look at me anymore.
Right.
It's I have guys who will watch my videos like 3 times in a row. I'm like, she's unfunny and she's ugly. Stop watching it.
Yeah.
You keep watching it.
And also, what does being unattractive, if they think you are, have anything to do with comedy? There's no
Nothing.
correlation
There's no
between.
correlation.
In fact, I would argue that the less attractive you are, the funnier you are.
For
you know?
sure.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Don't get a nose job though. Jennifer Grey, her career went away.
That's my exact example. And
No.
and the
Yeah.
voice will change. And I'm like, all of a sudden,
Oh, it would change if you get a nose job.
I think so. I think it's all connected.
It is.
Right, yeah,
that's
that's
true.
true. I never
All of a
thought
sudden,
of
I
that.
come, I'm like, hello. And that's even worse. And even more.
Well, there's
Ruins your
always,
career.
there's always a period in a young woman's life where you go from like a little girl to like everyone, you're just adorable and cute, and everyone's like, hi, you're here, they're happy to see you. And then you start growing boobs, and people are like, do I want to fuck you or not? And you're like, I don't want to be subjected to this. Like,
No.
it just, and then it never stops, really.
No, it never
From
stops.
the moment of you pass from girlhood to womanhood, it really never stops. You mentioned that you have a list of guys you fucked.
I do.
What are some of the hits? How is it extensive? Like how? What are we
It's-
talking?
okay, yeah.
What's
So
your
this
your
is-
pussy
yeah,
racking
the-
up these days?
You walked in, and this is the first thing you said to us.
Because I was very excited because I've like, this is the one podcast that I'm like, I need to do this podcast because I feel like I've been around the block a few times. Maybe he's had a couple things inside her. And it's weird because the first time I like wanted to get on this, I'm now in a relationship for the first time in about 10 years.
Okay.
So it's a big deal for me. I
Yeah.
have a serious boyfriend who lives in Salt Lake City, who's an ex-Mormon. That's a whole thing.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. That's
That
a
could
whole
either
thing.
go one way or the other.
Oh, it's
they could
going
either be
one way,
freaky
yeah.
or prude.
Oh no, freaky.
Yeah, love a repressed guy who's freaky now.
That's exactly what
He's living his
every
best
Mormon
life.
is. Yes. So most of them aren't even the person's name because I forgot what the name was. Like one,
You need like a trait.
The second one on the list says wizard, and then it says butthole lips in brackets.
Butthole lips on the lizard?
Oh.
Because I remember when he kissed you, when guys have like butthole lips when they go in.
Quenched.
Quenched
Or
lips.
Like clenched, rather.
Quenched.
Clenched.
Clenched lips, yes. So it's like, it's pretty extensive. It's pretty.
Oh, wow.
It's not short. I look like a raging whore now.
No,
but some of them
Did
are
you
like,
number them or did you just didn't even bother?
I didn't want to put the numbers. I have counted before, but I feel like you don't need the exact number.
What's in a number?
What's in a number? The numbers
Value.
no, we don't need a number. Look,
Yeah.
Shockingly, this whole list, I've only ever gotten HPV, and I can't believe it.
Wow.
I know.
Brought to you purely by luck. Do you use
I know.
condoms a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, well,
But
there
I
you
got
go.
it from a condom. I got HPV and I was using condom.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Oh.
Wait, it seeped out. Wait.
Did it leak out of the condom?
No, HPV. Are you ready for me to scare you?
Yeah.
Okay. This is not good. Everyone listening.
It was airborne like COVID.
Borderline.
Oh,
right now,
fuck.
you can get HPV from the entire boxer shorts area. So you can be wearing a thong or underwear and riding a guy, and his boxers can raise up, and that area can be carrying HPV.
It's like
Okay.
crabs.
Oh, yeah,
Holy
it's
shit!
crazy.
It bounces from the dick to the vag.
Oh yeah, and like it could be like leg to leg. Like it's all in there now. It's there's so many different like layers of it.
And when you get HPV, you have to get a colposcopy.
Yeah,
they have to
colposcopy.
basically
Yeah,
take
yeah.
a part of a little mini chunk of your uterus out, like your vaginal.
It feels like they
canal.
take a piece of you away that you're never getting back.
Quite literally.
They go in with like clampers. It's a
Yeah,
lot. Because
yeah.
I started with I just had like a wart.
Yeah.
Like one. And I was like,
So there was a sign.
there was a sign. I thought it was ingrown hair.
Oh, there was a wart from HPV.
Yes.
Some strains
Yeah,
can
some
cause
strains.
warts.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had one and I freaked out, and then I got this weird cream from my doctor. This is a whole story, but long story short, the cream had the reverse effect, and it was like also for skin cancer. So it like my pussy was like, it looked like I had blisters on top of my. It was
Oh my
like,
God! It made the wart multiply.
It wasn't. It was blisters. My skin was like burning.
Oh my
from the
God.
cream. So I couldn't
Oh,
even sit.
shit, Steph. Oh my God. I mean,
Who wants to fuck? These guys did. Okay.
you know what?
so-
I want men to know what we go through.
It was
so
a nightmare.
let's
And then
talk about
so it was hell. It was hell on earth for like fucking. It was literally like months where I couldn't even sit the fuck down. It bleached my pussy, so I had like a Michael Jackson puss for like, I swear to
Holy
like
crap.
a year. It was like, this is white.
Did it bleach your clit?
No, because it just on like where it was, the area where it was.
Okay.
So then that went away. So I'm like,
Okay.
okay, we're laughing. I went and checked out. Everything was finally gone. And then 3 years later, they keep checking your inside, and they're
Right.
like, okay, you have cancer now. I'm like, what's that? They're like, yeah, we now have to remove the inside cells.
Oh wow! So
they had,
I had cancer.
Oh, I got the whole thing.
And so
Oh,
what's
baby, I had
the
it.
treatment for this?
I'm a cancer survivor. No, it was.
I mean, you can say
I
that
can't really.
technically.
You are.
I mean, technically, no. The treatment is just they go in and they burn the inside of your puss. I was not planning on talking about this,
Ooh.
but they burn your pussy and you smell. You smell it. You smell burning flesh while you're lying
Oh,
there.
that's like when you get
yeah.
LASIK, you smell your eye burning. Yeah.
Ew, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much
it's so
worse.
fun to be alive. It's fun.
It was worth it. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah.
The smelling of the eyeball. That's way worse for some reason to me. But now that was when I was 30. So it's 7 years and I've had a clean pap ever since.
Did you call? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I'm glad.
Check
Good
your
for
watch.
you.
Yeah, I was like, in the papometer just says that we're doing good. Yeah.
Do you know who gave it to you?
Yes.
Did you tell him?
Yeah, he ended up getting an outbreak after. So I
Oh,
think
okay.
it was lying
Yeah.
dormant in him.
Oh, weird, but I thought I
didn't think guys had
men
symptoms.
could show
Yeah,
when they
warts.
have HPV.
Yeah,
Oh,
men get
wow.
warts.
But there's
Yeah.
no test for guys.
There's
to
zero
get
test for
HPV,
men.
which is
Yeah.
like
So you just have to
what?
wait till the warts come.
And then-
Interesting.
yeah, they don't
Wait till the
yeah.
warts come.
Wait
It's
till
like
the
waiting
warts
for Godot's slut version. Wow.
Yeah. Did not plan on talking about any of my HPV, but here we
Was the sex good with that guy?
Yeah, we were dating.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, that makes it feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least there was some
Okay.
commitment.
There was some commitment.
Other than the virus.
Yeah. Other than the virus.
Viral
but then I got rid of the virus because this is also, I read a bunch online because I'm like, I don't want to have HPV because they say you can have it forever. And I was like really anal about this. So they were like, if you work out extensively, sometimes it can like leave.
Yeah, I also didn't know it could go away.
Oh,
yeah, I had it and it went away. I had it like a while ago. I didn't have warts or anything, but I just got a pap and they were like, oh, you have HPV. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they did the colposcopy a couple times. And then eventually my GYN was like, all right, you're good. You're clear.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, oh, okay. That was easy.
Yeah. It can do you work out a lot?
I do. Yeah.
I swore, I'm not a doctor, but I worked out like crazy. I started running like marathons and shit. And my I swear to God, it was one of half marathon.
But that's a lot.
Marathon's one half marathon. I start mumbling. But yeah, I think it like keeps it out. It like flushes you out.
Oh, good. All right. I'm going to start.
Fascinating.
I don't know. Well, even working out, I think everything, I don't know. Again, not a doctor. I'm quoting.
Yeah, I think saying running is good for you is a pretty safe statement.
I think Chad will let us say that.
That's a safe
our lawyer.
Yeah. Okay. You have a lawyer.
Yeah. Well, he has to look through all the episodes and make sure we don't say anything inaccurate or possibly slanderous about people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We haven't, honestly, I don't think he's ever told us to take anything out yet.
Yeah. Chad, you even listen to this?
He just said,
Chad just responds, looks at the clock, says, all right, in 2 hours I'll respond. All clear.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Yeah, we should start asking for him to toss out a couple things that we discussed during the episode.
Yeah, just to make sure he's listening. Just to keep him up.
Do people say full names?
We have before. I think we take out the full name now.
Those.
Yeah, no, I don't have full name. I also again, Wizard. The next one just says couch.
What about him was Wizard like?
He had, I think it was like a long beard and a long hair. It was like,
very
Wizard. Yeah, if you put a
Merlin.
pointy cap, very Merlin-y. You put a cap on that guy.
Wow. That's fun. Couch? You just fucked on a couch?
That's why I don't even know what one is. I'm trying to get the fun ones. Oh, German ukulele, and then it says did play Blink-182 for me. So I just spit all over you. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
So that guy, I remember he was a really jacked German guy, and right after we fucked, he's like, I'll play you a bit of tune, and I was like, oh, okay. And then he could only play like pop punk songs on his ukulele.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll watch this jacked man struggle through what's my age again on his ukulele. I don't mind that.
Wow. That sounds chivalrous, honestly.
When a guy's like, look at what I can do. And you're like, it's all right. Oh, I'm going to pretend to think it's better than it is.
Dude, men love saying, look what I can do.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want me to hang that on the refrigerator?
Yeah.
Good God. Someone needs to give you a hug before you get to me.
I've had like 3 guys now play music after we fucked. I'm like, this is a before thing. I'm very sleepy now.
Right. On an instrument or on a stereo?
No, on an instrument.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's time for, I'm like, the wooing's done.
I get so uncomfortable when people play things for me, though.
On an instrument? Has someone done that for you?
Yes, I get really uncomfortable. I don't like it at all.
Wait, what, like a guitar or something? Oh,
wow. I really don't like it.
What do you, now you're not good at hiding your feelings, which is healthy. How do you react?
Just I look scared, I think. Like,
oh, do they notice?
Obviously not. No one's ever stopped.
They get to the third chorus, you're like, oh, she's really
this. She fucking loves it.
I don't even like when the like a mariachi band comes up to you at a Mexican restaurant. That makes me feel uncomfortable.
That is a little weird. Yeah. Like just stay in the background and let us talk.
Especially when you're all doing the no one's looking thing and they all swarm the whole table. You're like, you're not getting the $2. We're trying to finish the meal here.
I find performing to be embarrassing for men only. Women can always do it.
They can do whatever they want. When did your sexual career begin?
When I was late 19.
Nice. That's a good age. That's a great age. Because then you know you are a little bit more.
Yeah,
I know how to move.
Yeah, I was doing everything but sex. I was really adamant about not losing my virginity until I was in love.
Where did that come from? Your own head, or did someone put that in your head?
I think it was my own head, and also nobody was banging down my door to fuck me. This nose grew in pretty quick in high school. I did have a butt nose, and all of a sudden one day I was like, hello, here she is. I had no tits, and I wore a dog collar, so I don't know what to tell you.
You're really selling yourself.
That was your choice, Steph. That was your choice.
Hey, I was really into bad religion. No, I was embarrassing in high school. So it was a lot. And I was like a drama nerd, and I had crushes on my best friends in high school, and they didn't like me, obviously, and then it was,
Obviously? You seemed so fun, though.
I thought it was fun, and then
they said no.
It was a big no. But that was like, I had this one older Yugoslavian guy that I would fool around with.
Okay.
We'd do everything, but he'd try to slip in.
How much older?
I think like 5 years older than me at the time.
Oh, wow.
So he wasn't in high school?
No. He was not in high school.
Was he beyond college?
I don't really know this guy. I don't really know
Where'd you meet this guy?
Through, I dated a Yugoslavian guy in high school in grade 10, and then 10th grade, sorry. Canadian. And then we, I think it's through his friend group. I think he used to go to the high school, and then he was just kind of lurking around.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
Oh, he was lurking around.
Let's see what this high school has for me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know his exact age, but he was around for a bit. Yeah, I wrote his face a couple times.
Wrote his face.
Yeah,
That's an advanced
yeah.
move. I didn't do that until I was in my 20s.
Yeah, it's a move. I like looking back then. I was like uncomfortable doing it. I'm like, I should have been way better because I had like a flat. Now I'm like sucking in doing it, and I'm like, I can't. I'm holding it up.
Right.
Holding up the stomach. I'm like all uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm going to crush this guy's fucking face.
Yeah. Right. So wait,
Imagine.
the Yugoslavian guy that you ended up having sex with, were you in love
No,
with?
I didn't have sex with him. Never sex. My first boyfriend, Steve. I won't say his whole name, but he was my first love. And we had sex.
Okay.
And he still talks to my father. And I need to make
But not to you?
No.
Okay.
I need to make this very clear. It's very strange. We did break up when I was 24. I am 37.
Okay.
And he still texts my father all of the time.
What does he say?
They're buddies. Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday.
Oh my God, he
it's bizarre.
loves your dad.
He's also married to another woman.
Oh.
So it's not like it has nothing to do with me. We don't talk.
And your
It's very
dad
strange.
just like, hey, Steve.
Yeah, hey Steve, what's up?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Does this bother you?
Yeah, it's odd.
It's odd.
It's odd. It's very strange.
Have you ever asked this Steve why he keeps talking to
Several
my
times.
dad?
Yeah, it's very.
What does
I'm
he
very,
say?
He's like, I like the guy. He's a good guy. I'm like, there's
a lot of good guys.
There's a lot of good guys out there. Well, maybe there's not. Maybe.
Well, there's some. I mean, and as a woman, you hold on to them when you meet them. But like other men, I've never heard
dad
of that.
Hanging on to
An ex-girlfriend's dad.
He went over one time and did wiring at his house and slept over.
Oh,
with the
wow.
It's crazy.
Wow. It's a little weird.
It's very strange, yeah. But
Wow.
Steve was a very nice man, and
So you had a good first run
I had
with
a
a
good
boyfriend
first
with
run.
sex.
Very big penis, very wide. I ended up going to the
wide is
hospital.
great. Oh.
After the first time we actually had sex. Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
got
you
rushed to
really
emergency, yeah.
for what? Vaginal tearing?
It turns out I had a really thick hymen.
Okay. Did
And
he
I
break
didn't know.
it?
Oh, yeah. And it
Oh,
was
so there
like,
was so much blood?
Oh, clots. The size of my
Clots.
hands. Like,
I had
woke
a-
up, like,
yeah.
it was bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like I went to the hospital. I had to put a beach towel, and by the time I got to the hospital,
my
I couldn't
God.
bring the beach towel was trash. I was like walking, and like, it was fucked up. And then the doctor was like, "What's inside of you?" I'm like, "What did you put in there?" And he's like, "Nothing, just my penis." The doctor's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking." I'm like, "Fix me now." I'm like, it's still coming out. A woman was like, it was so embarrassing. She was changing night pads like one at a time, and I was just lying there. And I'm like, this is a nightmare. This is my first time like fully having sex. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
I've never heard of that. And the doctor said it was because your hymen was too thick.
It was so.
How thick was your hymen?
I don't know. I guess maybe it's a Bulgarian thing. Now I'm blaming it on Bulgaria, but I don't fucking know.
No, so my friend, she's Italian, and one of my good friends in my friend group, she lost her virginity before me and to her boyfriend in the backseat of the car, and she said it looked like a fucking murder scene, and they had to go out together and clean it up. So the first time I had sex, I was expecting I was like ready for it. I was like ready for blood, and then no blood came. And then I didn't know what happened. And then I was like, I chalked it up to like, I did gymnastics for a couple months when I was 6.
Yeah, your hymen was so delicate, it just dissolved.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have done a pummel horse one day and didn't realize what you did, and you fucked it up.
Did you start bleeding like right after the sex, during the sex, or the next day?
So it was like overnight. So we went to bed, and it was like I felt something. We'd been drinking, so I felt something, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm just like super wet. I'm like,
Right.
oh, fuck. And then I woke up in the morning, and I thought I peed because there was so much.
Oh
I'm like,
my
oh my god! I pissed the fucking bed, and I look over, and I'm like, oh my god! And it was like all over his dick, all over his hands, all over him, all over me. And then I ran to the bathroom, and then it's just dropping out of me.
Holy
like
shit.
into the tub, dropping. And I usually have light periods.
So you collected your hymen.
Oh, I saved it. It's in mason jars. I have a whole family pack of mason jars. Large mason jars.
Whoa.
So my family's downstairs freezer is filled
jam?
to the rim. I was like, oh no, that's so gross. Yes, that's
And then when you had sex with Steve after that, did it continue to bleed?
No, but it took us about 3 months to have sex again after that. I was terrified.
Yeah, I would say
I was like,
so.
if this happens every time, like, cause I bled for like the whole day. So I left the hospital, and they're like, just keep bleeding. Like
They said just keep
they're
bleeding.
nothing to do.
Keep bleeding.
They're like,
I just
Keep bleeding, love.
But like,
That's not the real road shad, so I can say it.
wouldn't you lose? Like, I mean, at a certain point, you can lose enough blood. That
I
it's
was
a
faint.
problem.
I was lying down. Yeah, no. They said if you bleed longer than 24 hours, then come back. And luckily, the hymen resealed itself.
25th hour.
Yeah.
Your hymen doth
25th
sealed.
hour.
Oh my God.
No, it was a lot. It was very intense.
Did you masturbate before that?
Yeah.
And stick anything up yet, or just
I never did stuff in.
Okay, yeah, me.
I was
either.
an outside thing. I had
Yeah.
those wiggly pens. Do you remember
Yeah.
those?
Wait,
Where you would like, it was almost like you would just like put it on and it would like do like squiggly lines.
That is a vibrator. I just thought of that right now.
Yeah, that's what I use.
You just made the connection for
the
me.
pen vibrates?
Yeah. I have one still. I mean, the battery's probably leaked on it since, but that was a great.
Batteries. It was a good.
That's a fucking vibrator for kids.
I tried that in high school. Yeah, that's the first time I tried it. I was like, what?
You're a genius.
Wow.
An innovator.
Thank God I didn't discover a vibrator until much later. Oh my God, I would never left my house.
Yeah.
Never would have left my house. So how long were you with Steve?
7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a big firstie.
Oh my God. So was that a hard breakup?
Yes, because he was ready to get married and like do the whole thing, and I was like, I'm 24, and that's the only penis I've ever had. I'm like, I need to get out there.
Yeah,
that's very similar to my first relationship. It was 5 years, and he was like ready, and I'm like, no, like,
no.
Was he older than you?
No, same age. Maybe a year.
I guess it makes a little more sense that Steve still talks to your dad because that's such a monumental amount of time, and I'm the first. So, did your parents know you went to the ER for getting?
No, they weren't home. Luckily, they were out of town. That's why I had friends come over here to party that night, and that was the whole thing.
Nice.
Yeah, no, they didn't get to hear about any of that. That would have been a nightmare. Sorry, Steve's giant cock broke your little girl. Maybe that would make my dad stop. Dad, listen to this episode.
You know what?
That might a holiday card.
That might make your dad stop texting Steve back.
I think it will.
Is your dad protective over you?
No.
Okay, yeah.
Not
Just
really.
throw her into the alligator ring. Who cares?
No. And I've been like, after him, it was, I dated a girl very briefly after him because I was like, you get a long relationship. And I'm like, I'm 24. And then I was like, all my friends were like, all my friends are lesbians, so I go out with them all the time.
Nice.
So at this one bar one night downtown Toronto, and I like started, I don't know, dancing with this girl. All of a sudden, I'm like, ooh, I'm gay now. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And we dated for a couple months, and then I was like, I don't think I'm gay.
So when you had sex, what'd you do?
We didn't really. That's the thing. It was like more like fingering and like,
which is great. I mean, fingering.
Yeah, no, and also kissing a woman is so nice.
It is.
You kissed a woman?
Yes, I have.
a woman.
Yeah, I've dated a gal very, very briefly, but it's very nice. It's
nice. It was nice.
I didn't feel like insecure about anything.
No.
I felt very comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, but then I was like, I need.
Did you ever have feelings for her?
A little bit, but I was like, again, coming out of this thing, and I was like, just like ready to be single, and it was a lot.
Was that the only girl you ever dated?
Yeah.
So all your friends are lesbians?
Yeah, majority.
Wow, that's fun. Lesbians are fun.
They're fun.
Yeah.
Very nice gals.
How has your sexuality blossomed since?
Well, that's when I went off the deep end. So I had a boyfriend after him, and then after that, I went rogue.
How so?
I went rogue. I just started.
What flavor are we talking?
I'm talking every flavor. I'm talking. We went all over the map. Especially when I moved to LA. So there's another guy in Toronto who I fucked on and off for like 5-6 years, who like ruined me. Like just like, loves me one day, hates me the next day, just like mentally, those ones that mentally fucking ruin your life for a long time.
Yeah.
So I moved to LA 7 years ago, and I just was like, oh, baby's in LA. Like week 1, I'm fucking having a threesome with these two guys after doing cocaine at the Saddle Ranch out of a $5 Canadian bill. I'm like, what am I doing right now? Just
having
like
fun.
It was.
How'd you meet these fellas?
Well, I thought I was going on a date with the one guy. And then when we went to the Rainbow Room and immediately saw Ron Jeremy, which I'm like, I should leave now.
That's a sign.
This is a sign.
It's a sign for your night to come.
Yes,
wow.
this is a disgusting sign.
What was Ron Jeremy doing?
Just being a
Throwing
fucking log on the bar. Yeah, disgusting man. Ron Jeremy's the most repulsive man in the entire world.
Yeah.
I've never seen his penis, and I never will. And he grabbed my friend's tit and tweaked her nipple up on her one year. Disgusting.
Oh, wow.
Disgusting pig. He's in jail now.
Is he in jail?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's being a big fucking pig.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
well, it's nice to know that a guy got in jail for sexually harassing or assaulting or whatever the fuck he did.
Can you imagine that guy? Oof.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that man to look at me, let alone touch me.
Yes,
oh my
exactly.
God. So you went. It
was a Bumble date. I remember it was a Bumble date with this really hot Australian guy, like fucking sexy as hell. I was like, this guy swiped right at me. Holy shit! Long blonde hair. Get to the bar. It's him and his friend. I'm like, oh, and he's like, yeah, my friend was in a bad mood. He came along. I was like, came along. I'm like,
That's
okay.
so strange.
Yes.
Very red flag numero uno.
Yep. And I just had moved to LA, so I have no phone plan. I have nothing. I don't even have. I just have cash. I don't have any money. Like I don't even have. I couldn't even open a bank account. Like I was staying on my friend's couch.
Fuck,
nothing.
yeah.
There's a whole nightmare moving from Canada to the States.
Sounds safe.
So I go out with this fucking guy. We go back. We go to Rainbow Room, Saddle Ranch. So we
The
go back
friend's
to
there. Is this friend cool?
He's okay. He's kind of weird. And
Yeah.
he's also like snippy, and you're a comedian. One of those like guys who's like a big boy that I'm
God.
funny, and I'm like, okay.
So he was just third wheeling your whole date.
Yeah. So, but then this is
A snippy man blows.
So then we go back to the Airbnb. We're still lighting it up, and I have sex with the hot Australian man, like the main
Where's
date.
Snippy?
Well, here's the thing. I don't realize that there's not really a door. So we're in like the living room, and there's no doors in there for me. It's all kind of one big room. So we're tucked around like a wall thing. I was like, what the fuck? And he's in the other room. So I fucked his friend for a while, and then I go to the bathroom because you got to pee after. Right after. I don't care. You don't need that cuddle. Get up and get the pee out. And on my way to the bathroom, he was there jerking off.
Oh, Snippy, nice to see you.
But then
so this was a plan.
But this is when this is
calculated.
I didn't have to do what I did next. He's like, you don't have to do anything. Just sit on my face. And I was like, I could use a seat. And then I just sat down on this guy's face.
Was he on a couch?
He was on like a futon thing. So I sat on his face. He jerked off. He came, and then I went and peed, and then I went back.
You sat on his face before he took a leak.
I gotta get on Bumble.
Yeah. Shit, all the fun's happening there.
No.
It's amazing when women are meant to lead the interaction.
Well, and then so I went back, cuddled with him. The next morning, he's like, "Okay, we got to check out whatever." And he had added me on Instagram that night. Okay. And then I walked about 3 hours home because I had no phone or money.
Oh my
and I
God!
just remember I knew that I lived near the observatory, so I was just looking for the observatory in the hills and
no
walking
GPS.
towards it.
You're just following the sun.
Yeah, literally, it was like a sundial. I'm like waiting for the sun to go down. It was a fucking nightmare. And then I get home, and he had blocked me on Instagram.
Wow.
I know.
Wait, so you haven't heard from these two again?
Oh no, immediately blocked. Like got home, I can't look at his
this is like this is their
thing.
Oh yeah, that's their thing.
Oh wow.
I know. I felt so awful after that.
Like betrayed in a way.
Oh yeah, and I felt so powerful. I'm like, gonna sit in his face.
Right.
And then I was like trying to show my friends. I'm like, here he is.
This was a trick.
He's not there. I'm like, he's gone. He unmatched me on Bumble and then blocked me on Instagram.
Oh wow.
Damn.
I wonder. For no other reason other than like, all right, me and Snippy bagged another girl together. I'm never gonna talk to her again.
Oh,
Maybe
exactly.
That's
definitely their thing.
Yeah,
wow.
that's
Oh yeah, those Australian
100%
pigs. But I was
holy shit.
I don't regret it because he was, I think, the hottest guy I've ever fucked in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's how he gets away with it.
Here's the thing. I love when guys call me ugly and stuff online. It's hilarious. I'm not saying I'm. What I'm saying is I've bagged some hot guys. I bagged some hot fucking guys. So it's like, here's the problem. They shouldn't have given me the opportunity. If I had only had sex with only ugly guys, I'd be like, I know my lane. I'm getting some hotties sometimes.
Yeah, so you got a wide lane.
Now that you're getting them, I mean, I've fucked some ghouls. Of course. Who hasn't? What are we doing here?
You gotta fuck a ghoul every once in a while.
Why you gotta give them
Anything's possible. I'm always like stunned by my the list of people my unattractive guy friends have banged.
yeah.
Stunned.
That's why I love hearing about girls bagging hot guys because guys get to do it all the time. If they play an instrument, if they have somewhat of a personality, if they have a car, if they have like any little thing can make
do
up
comedy
for
and it's not funny.
Yeah,
and it's like a bag.
That's a popular one.
That's a big one.
It's a big category.
Big one.
That's the largest one.
So that was your welcome to LA.
I was welcome to LA, and then there was like I had another guy who spit in my mouth but horked.
What's that?
I'm sorry. Is that
Hoctaloogie? Yeah.
In your mouth?
Okay. I love when people spit in my mouth, but I do not like loogies in my mouth.
I gagged.
I would have
like, you need to get
him.
I literally gagged. I'm like, you have to get the fuck out of my house.
I would have hit him.
No, it was a nightmare.
Did he think he was like being funny?
No, he thought he was,
that was
being
his
hot
kink.
or something. It was his kink. And I was like, honestly, I can't even, I could gag him. So that was like, he was soon after that.
Oh my God.
And then I had
Soon after that?
Yeah, because then here's the thing. I had maybe a little bit of a drinking problem when I got after this. And I was like, new to LA.
Right.
Things were fucking, it's hard. It's hard to fucking leave your entire city and your life and your family. And
it's good to pick it up in a driving city. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I had a bike. I was biking around Los Angeles. I didn't have a fucking car. I'd bike to open mics and I wouldn't get on. I'd bike to the Improv and wait for like 6 hours and not get picked.
God.
And then bike home like a fucking crazy person.
You have a sturdy spirit.
It's Canadian. Because the green card is so fucking hard to get that if we get it, we're like, I'm not letting this go, and we like do whatever the fuck we can.
God.
Wait, the guy who hawked the loogie. What led up to that? Like, what was the time? What was the vibe?
Nothing. We drunk sex. I was lying. He was on top, and it was just that. I was like, that's fucked. No, I have worse. Okay, I had a guy one time ask me out, and he was like, comedian. My bad. I shouldn't have done this. He had a woodworking shop. We start fooling around. He's like super into me. We literally get fully naked. And I'm like literally just like, I just turned around for a second to put my clothes down. And I look back on the bed and he's sobbing. Full-fledged, like, I love And I'm like,
I'd rather have the loogie.
I'd rather have the blood again. Break my hymen again, please.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. Sobbing. He loves his ex. He wants her back. He shouldn't have invited me over. And I'm like, oh my fucking God.
Oh, I didn't know this was on the table. I'll do this to someone.
Oh, yeah.
What did you say to this
I was
man?
like,
what was the conversation?
I was so pissed. I'm like, this is the rudest fucking thing anyone's ever done.
Yeah,
So I literally got my shit together and I'm like, I left and it was like, so he's like, can I walk you out? I'm like, get away from me. And
don't
then I
even
saw
look
him
at
at shows
me.
after. I'm like, you can't be coming to my shows. I go,
Yeah.
you're
He was
on
coming
he showed up to see you?
Come up at show, or like whatever, because there's some shows at
hang.
comic school, there's a hang and
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, you can't be around me. This is fucking crazy.
Did he ever attempt to apologize?
He did, but I was like, it's so fucked up for you even to do that to somebody, and I was like already in a bad mental place.
Right.
I had another guy. This one's my favorite. One of my favorites.
Oh boy.
He picked me up on Halloween, and I was dressed like Coach Steve. And I wish
Big Mouth?
from Big Mouth, and it was a very dead on costume. It was like accurate.
I love you.
I
Right.
teased my hair.
It's a really good
It was a
costume.
really good costume. I was really pumped up.
Coach Steve.
All night long. I was like, hey, it was stupid. So my friend's like, hey, my friend's into you. And I'm full Coach Steve. I'm like, me?
Yeah.
I go, what are you talking about? I dress as a man every Halloween. I go, no one's ever want to fuck me on Halloween. So we go back to his house and I'm like,
Men are surprising. Yeah.
well, so I take the mustache off and he's not really hard anymore. I'm like, okay, well, this is something. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, maybe he was in.
What costume was he wearing?
He was like Spider-Man or something
Lil Bo
stupid.
Peep.
Something, yeah. He was JJ Lieberman, a closeted gay man. JJ, shout out to JJ Lieberman. So we ended up seeing each other 2 more times after that. Like we hung out. We kind of went some dates.
So he
whatever.
eventually got hard after you took the
Nope.
mustache off.
Nope, he kept not getting hard.
What'd you do?
Well, then,
Put a dick on.
by the third time, I was lying naked in my bed. And he could not get hard, and he looks me up and down, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm just not physically attracted to you."
He said that to your naked
To
body?
my naked body, in my naked eyeballs, in my home, in my bed, and I'm like,
My spirit just broke.
I went.
You gotta say
"Get out."
just shit
I
out
go,
of all that furniture.
I go, get out. I go, get out. He's like, I go, get the fuck out before I beat the fucking shit out of you.
Wow. So the first 2 times you never fucked. You never fucked.
We never really
you
fucked.
never fucked because he didn't get
in.
hard.
Couldn't get hard.
Why did he? What? How did he make it clear to you that he wanted to fuck you when you were in the Coach Steve costume? Other than
He was like-
his friend saying something.
And then he came up and he was like hitting on me, and he's like, and I'm like, do you know what I look like normally? He's like, yes. And I was like, I don't know how, because it's very convincing. I'm very good at Halloween, but I was like, it was just really bizarre. And then he left, and then he was an open micer, and is he anymore? I haven't seen him since. I put his name fully on blast. Like I put him on a blast that I've never really done before. Like I was like, any booker I knew, I'm like, do not book this guy. He's a piece of shit. And so then he ended up texting me, I think 6 months later.
After the gall.
Because his friend was so embarrassed. Because I'm still friends with the guy who like tried to set us up. They're not friends anymore. But I'm like, I need you to know what your friend did.
Yes,
This is
yes,
horrific.
correct.
And he was like, he sent me some text being like, I'm sorry, my dead fetus penis wouldn't get hard. All this weird shit. Like it wasn't like a normal apology. It was like this weird roundabout, like trying to be funny, disgusting.
This reeks of comedian.
It was
This reeks of
disgusting.
comedian.
It was disgusting. Yeah.
Wow. I damaged people.
No.
Yeah.
So what? So after he said that to you as you're naked, was he naked?
No, he was like almost. And then I found after he was like super into like, I think at one time I asked him what his like thing to watch on porn was, and it was like gaping assholes. And I was like, if you're just looking at the inside of an asshole, if that's all you're into, you're not into this.
Yeah.
That makes sense. If you're a doctor.
Well, that's why that Coach Steve costume caught his eye. He's like, who's that lady? She got a hole and a mustache.
Yeah. She definitely has a hole. She's gaping.
Wow.
There's more. I have more horror ones. So these are like. So then I have just like one of them just says Pig Man, which is hilarious because I don't even know what Pig Man is. This
I like that Pigman is forgettable.
Pig Man's forgettable. Sexy mustache. Morning finger. That was bad. I woke up to a guy fingering me. Have you ever heard that before?
Well, I would ask, the one guy I dated, we lived together, but I was like, you can just start fingering me in the morning because we had an established trust.
Okay. That's a
So wait, was this a guy that you had sex with previously or had?
No, we had like a one night stand thing. It was a bit assaulty. It was assaulty. It was
sexual assault.
So you woke up to him fingering you.
Yeah, and I was like, well, this is bad. That's not even a good one. Let's keep
I like that you included him on the list.
Oh, they're all on the list. There's only one that's not on the list because it's like too triggering for me. Ottawa choke and tit slap. That one was wild. This guy was I was in Ottawa, Canada, doing a week.
That sounds like a special at a bar.
Sounds like a wrestling match.
The Ottawa choking tit slap coming to the ring. This guy was super into like, he was really aggressive, and I was like kind of liking it at first.
Yeah,
and then he was like on top of me, and he wound up. And I was like, "Where's this hand going?" And then he went gong and like double slap both my tits. I didn't feel, because I thought it was going to be in the face. I was like, well, we're try everything once, and then it was like to the tits. I'm like, that's worse.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? Ow.
I kind of laughed. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, never do that again. He's like, yeah, I got carried away. I'm like, no, this is, and then he wouldn't leave the next morning. It was a whole thing.
He wouldn't leave?
But he was very hot. He was also very attractive. So I was like, well, I can stay for longer. One of them just has a coffee cup. That's hilarious. Just an emoji of a coffee cup.
Is that like a guy you met at a coffee shop?
No, I think he was another, yeah, it was, doesn't want to get into that one. He's a comedian.
It's Jerry Seinfeld.
Damn.
I fucked Jerry Seinfeld.
He loves coffee and cars with comedians. So that makes sense.
It was Jerry Seinfeld. Everybody. This one's pretty wild. I was kind of trying to save this one, but this one's bad. No, this one's, there's a lot of bad ones. Oh my God, there's so many bad ones. So one guy, it was off Tinder, I believe, and we went back. It was bad. It was like a bad night. We go back to his house and we start making out, and we're getting kind of hot and heavy. And he's like, I had a neck mole.
Okay.
Look like a junior mint, very large. You know where this is going. And guys would always try to kiss that side of the neck, and I'd be very embarrassed. I'd always like motion them to the left side. I'm like, go to the left side. We don't need to be on the right side of the neck. Go to the left. There's plenty of real estate over there with no giant mole. So this guy's like he's like kind of like getting nibbly, and he bites down. He bites my neck mole down so hard. I go, oh no. I feel blood trickling. I feel blood trickling.
There's so many fluids.
This is why I wanted to come on. So I go to the bathroom.
Recommended.
This is why I was recommended. So I go to the bathroom and it's gushing, and my mole is dangling off, and I'm like, oh no.
Free removal.
So I go back, and he's like still getting into it, and I had like take my blankets. I just bought a new IKEA cover up. I was like, what are you doing? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, what? I'm like, you're digesting my mole. Get out of my fucking house right now. What are you talking about? So it gets worse. So he, on the way out, I'm like holding my mole. I'm like, it took him so long to leave. Finally, he goes to leave. I'm literally holding my mole down, and he goes to leave, and he goes to like choke me.
What?
I'm like, goodbye choke. I go, get the fuck out of my house.
Wait.
He's not done. This guy was not done. And he was a glass blower, and he made me a little glass thing.
Ew.
I know.
Oh my God. Was this in Seattle? What was going on?
LA. It was disgusting.
Glass blowing community
Wait,
there.
the choking.
The choke on the way out. No, sorry. He took my hand. Sorry. He took my hands, but around his neck.
What?
And I'm like, I go, I have to hold the pressure down on my mole. I can't be. It was crazy. And I'm like, you need to leave right fucking now. And then the next morning I woke up and it was like not fully off. It was just like half. And
oh my God. Did you rip it?
No, I had to go get it surgically removed.
Oh wow! All right,
yeah,
no
$400.
You should have mailed it to
Mole
him.
money, mole problems. It was it was literally a nightmare. And then I was like, it was so gross. So they had tested for cancer. It wasn't cancer. Thank God.
That's great. Well, it's obvious, so you don't gotta worry about it now.
It was a lot. That was maybe one of my worst.
Wow, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
Men, were these guys also under the influence of a drug, of alcohol, or something?
Yeah, okay. But also, like when he bit down on it, I'm like, did you not notice? Like that's a different feeling,
right?
There's stuff coming out, like it was hairy, like it was a big mole. You're okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't even. So this one might be grosser.
Nice.
I hooked up with a guy. We were like it was like a fucking cottage country comedy festival. It was like in the middle of the fucking sticks in Ontario, and it was like he had a camo hat. I'm like, this guy. I'm fucking this guy in the back of his truck for sure. So we're walking down the highway. It's like just me and
walking
him.
down the highway. I love a sex story that starts with
walking down the highway.
I'm so glad you're here to tell these tales.
I can't believe I'm alive. Honest to God.
Right.
Walking down the highway, and he sees a dead skunk on the side of the road.
Oh, yeah.
And he immediately picks it up. And he's like, should I make this a hat? And I was like, I don't think so. How do I answer this question? And then I remember we went immediately back to his pickup truck. I wasn't joking. And he fingered me in the truck. And I'm like, and he didn't wash his hands.
So you got dead skunk residue up your vagina.
Yeah, maybe that cleared the HPV away.
Oh, be.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm saying it was the running. It was the skunk.
Did he take the skunk back to his truck or did he let it go?
No, he probably went back the next morning.
Oh, wow.
And then we fucked in his truck, and then we went in. He was sharing a motel room with his buddy that he was on the road with.
Oh,
and he's like, just sleep here, and we can have sex quietly. I'm like, this is now that's the limit. The skunk pussy wasn't the limit for me. The sharing the bedroom is the limit. And then I walked back.
I love a girl
by
who knows her
myself.
boundaries.
Yeah, I walked back by myself down the highway. And I remember it was like so early in the morning. There was like this fog. I'm like, I'm gonna die. Like this is crazy. This fog over this like misty bridge.
A lot
and
of
I
you
was
bleeding, a lot of you walking places you should be walking.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I know, it's a lot.
You've had some adventures,
I have
girl.
had some adventures, yeah.
What's like one of the better stories that like you cherish?
Oh yeah, what's a good one?
I mean, I also want to hear more of the bad ones. This is fascinating.
One guy made me hold his guns after. That one was fucked up.
Multiple guns?
Yeah.
One in each hand?
He like brought it out of a box and he was like making me hold them, and I was like,
Well, how did he say this to you? How
after
did he
we
pitch
fucked,
it?
he's like, do you want to see my guns? And I was like, well, I don't think I have an option here. And then he,
Right.
like,
That's not anything a gal wants to hear.
No. And then I was like, did he kill people and now my fingerprints are on these guns? So he was trying to like mix them up or something.
Could be.
What's a good one?
What kind of guns did he have?
One was a shotgun. One was like a small, like kind of silver
Handgun?
one, handgun. Yeah, one was a black
wow.
one. I don't know what the hell's going on. I feel like I have no good ones. That's bad. Oh, this one's a funny one. It was a comic. He's a friend of mine, and I would really been advertising that I had shaved down there. I was like really adamant. I'm like, guess what? I shaved. I don't know why I was telling him. He's like, I don't care. And then he like wouldn't eat me out. I'm like, see, I'm a little baby. And then he laughed into my vagina because we both were like, I'm like, why would I say this? This is so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes weird shit comes out of your mouth.
And you're
when
like, what the
fucking-
fuck? Well, the guy I'm dating now, that's good sex.
That's great.
So did you meet him when you were on the road performing?
Yes.
Okay.
So I met him. Yeah, he saw me on Netflix. My big claim to fame. Thank you so much, Bill Burr. On that, and then he came to see me alone at a show in Salt Lake City.
I love
Wise
it.
Guys.
I
Yes.
love a female comic getting D and a boyfriend from performing.
I love Wise.
This is very rare because usually I get like very strange people like lurking or
Yeah.
like, again, ghouls in the back corner. So this was like the first like good looking guy that like I was like, oh, who the hell is this guy talking to me? And then he like slipped into my DMs. He bought a shirt after. He paid extra for it. Very cute.
Oh, nice. Very
I
cute.
know. And then he was like lurking around after, and I was like, okay, bye. And then he's like, okay. And then he like slipped into the DMs very nicely.
Oh, that's good. That's a
Yeah.
good rhythm. That's a good build up.
Yeah.
Lurk a little bit at the show and then later
And then-
say,
yeah.
hey, I'd love to. What did he say?
It was
how do you win you over?
I always check my other messages. I'm checking all
Me
the
too,
I'm
yeah.
checking it all.
Yeah.
You gotta take a peek.
You never know.
You know what's going in
Sometimes
there.
it's got a blue check mark in there. And you're like, oh, fuck, I'm never not checking these.
Yeah. It was, I'm sure you're never going to see this, but I think you're stunning and absolutely hilarious. And I was like,
That's
I
a
know,
good message.
stunning is nice. I like
Yes.
stunning.
Stunning's a good
I'm
one.
stunning,
Stunning's
very
great.
good. And I was like, you don't say it if you don't think that. And then he was like, if you are up for it, I would love to take you over a drink when you're in Salt Lake. If not, no
Wow.
worries. Great show. And I was like,
Oh, he was patient. He wasn't like too thirsty.
That's a good message.
that was a good message.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I
very
love that you're
nice.
dating a fan, and I hope you remind him of that. That's great.
You remind of it when you're fucking.
fan of my. You're fan of all my work.
You're my
Yeah. It is weird to date a fan. I was kind of talking to him before.
Men seem to have no issue with it. They seem to really have a smooth time with it.
Yeah.
You feel like the belle of the ball too. You're admired. You're adored.
Yeah.
That's a good foot. That's a good first. That's a good way to
is.
step into a relationship. I think with
Is
a guy
he your age? Yeah.
He's younger. He's 5 years younger.
That's why he appreciates you.
And well, he's also ex-Mormon, ex-wife.
They're all married though.
kids.
That's fine.
How is Mormonism for him?
I like that you slipped in the two kids.
I had 2 kids.
Oh,
but does he doesn't have custody, right? She does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
So
how you
barely.
knew that. I
Yeah.
love how
So
you knew
fuck
that.
it.
Barely a dad.
Well, yeah. I'm like a single dad. That's not even really a thing unless the mom's deceased.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's-
Or in jail.
Yeah.
It's the
that's fine.
every
Does he
other
see his
weekend.
kids a lot?
Yeah, every other weekend. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
nice.
know.
And he lives in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
the thing. It's also I've never done long distance before, so this is.
How do
Salt
you
Lake's
like
a
it?
beautiful place, at least. You know,
It
you want the
is.
destination to be a fun place to go, not a terrible place to go.
Yeah. I've been doing the drive from LA there, which is wild.
How long is that
Whoa.
drive?
10 hours.
10 hours. That's kind of fun.
That's love.
To see the country.
He's also watching my dog right now for 3 weeks, which
Aw.
is I know.
That's
it's
sweet.
I
very
love a
cute.
dog
How long
sitter.
have you
I
been
mean
dating?
boyfriend.
I know.
Oops.
4 months, almost 5 months now.
Oh, that's lovely.
We have matching tattoos.
Oh wow!
Oh, you're ape shit. I love it.
I
fucking love it. Where is it and what does it say? I love
her pussy.
I love how crazy this is.
This is nuts.
You have a taco.
I have a little taco.
Okay, it's a taco.
Oh my goodness.
With a lime.
He got a taco with a mustache because he's a mustache. We got them a little bit different.
Okay.
But we
Just
got
in
them,
case.
Just in case. We got them together.
Wow.
We're crazy.
Yeah.
It happened really quickly. So it was wild. And I've again, never, it's been so long. Like
Since
my
you had a
last
boyfriend,
yes.
yeah.
So I felt crazy.
I love a fast tattoo. There is something in me that I'm a very logical person, but I love the just absolute balls to the wall notion of getting a tattoo with someone that you barely know.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah, it is kind of fun.
It's wild. I've done it a couple times now. It's kind of wild.
You've done it a couple times?
Well, I did it with the guy that fucking ruined me, but I got his covered up recently, and it feels real good.
Yeah. What did you get matching with him? With
Yeah, we got matching. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you have any other men's names tattooed to you?
No names. I would never do a name. Oh my God, my friend in high school, it was so funny. She got I Heart Josh on her back.
What? On her
High school.
That's the worst name too, because you know Josh is going to ruin your life. Yeah,
And Josh immediately cheated on her the next day.
Yeah, that's a Josh thing.
And then she went in a panic and goes whatever you want to cover it up. And I'm not even using this for comic effect. She literally got a gargoyle on top, but you can still clearly see my heart, Josh. And it's the worst.
It's an arrow to the Josh.
Yeah. It's the worst cover up. I honestly want to raise a GoFundMe for her to get rid of that whole tattoo.
Wow.
It's bad.
That's
How
really
big
funny.
is it on her
It was
back?
bad.
At least she can't see it.
She was
when
small
looks in
too.
the mirror.
And she's a small girl, so it was a lot of the back.
God! Wow. So you have the with the guy who ruined you, and then this taco with.
But
your
that's
current
covered up now,
boyfriend,
and it's perfectly covered up,
which is great.
Yeah.
What'd you cover it up with?
A palm tree.
Oh, that's nice.
I made a very LA thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
LA's going well.
Do you have a third tattoo that you got with somebody?
Yeah, it was just friends. It was two drunk friends in Vegas. It was $10 for a tattoo. Yeah,
okay,
they
that's
weren't.
fine.
They weren't. It wasn't a guy. No, but
friends are fine.
Friends are fine. Yeah.
So you fell fastly in love with your boyfriend.
I felt very fast. I feel crazy about it.
That's kind of beautiful. There's like a beauty to that.
Is it?
There's different ways to fall in love
crazy,
with
but I
somebody.
like it.
There's a slow version. Sometimes you start out as friends, and there's not really like a falling for you kind of moment when you you're friends and then you start dating. So, but
That's
you
called
guys,
settling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just because it's just the way it happened. And then we had our first weekend together was just crazy. We did the Salt Lake thing, and then he invited me to his niece's birthday the day after we fucked. I'm like, I'm not meeting your family on our second date.
That's such a Mormon. You can take the boy out of Mormonism.
Yeah,
I was like, Mormonism
Mormon values.
No, not doing that. It's a bit much. But then 2 weeks after that, I did a festival in Telluride, Colorado, and I'm like, "Do you want to come with me?" So he drove 6 hours.
Aw.
I know. And then we went from literally fucking once. We fucked at the Airbnb, then we fucked the back of my Subaru Outback on the way to Denver.
Very safe car.
Very safe
Wise.
car. And then
It's good to drive that long distance.
Yeah. And then we fucked all weekend at the hotel. So it was that's the first third date was us being in a room together for 3 days.
Wow, that's quite a spark.
I think it is a spark.
That's lovely.
And then we had our first fight yesterday.
Oh, your first fight, 5 months in. That kind of makes sense. How'd it go? That's always an interesting litmus test. How do we fight? Are you listening to me? Am I listening to you?
Yeah.
And what was it about? Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what it's about. He's probably going to hate that, but he won't listen to this. I'm crazy. I had warned him previously that I have not been in a relationship in a long time, and I'm very self-conscious about my body, mostly because I get called fat and ugly every day online. I'm sure that has something to do with it.
I can understand this. Okay.
And being single for a long time, you start to think it's you and all this shit.
Right.
You think it's your body, all this crap. So I had noticed that he was following quite a few
porn people on
kind
Instagram?
of porn people, borderline porn people, a lot of
OnlyFans type girls.
Yes, big titted blonde women that I'm like, oh, I don't look like that. And it was an amount where I noticed, because I one day looked at who's following.
Right.
You know what? Why? Because a guy who's following just hot booty bitches, you're like, nah, I don't know if I can trust you.
There's something weird about
There's
it.
something weird about. Thank you.
It's because it's not insecure. It's it's just this is
you're obsessed. It's too much.
Strange.
You're too lusty.
I agree with
what
you.
The fuck?
Yes, something's weird.
Control yourself.
So I mentioned it, and he's like, I don't even notice. He's like, I honestly, I'm barely on there. I'm just I'm liking these things.
I didn't even know how those got followed.
Yeah. I was like, he's like, well, they follow me too, and I'm like,
they followed you back. We all feel so much more comfortable now.
And that's why he's like made it much worse for me. I'm like, okay. So then I get
don't worry. They follow me back.
Don't worry, they interact with me. We have conversations. Oh, good. I feel nice.
They wish me well.
Now.
They wish me well.
Good. Now I feel good about the situation.
So how'd you bring it up? You just brought it up.
I brought it up. I noticed this, and he's like, "Okay, looking." I go, "Yeah, I am looking." And guess what? Guess what? It's all there.
Yeah, it's there. It's not.
Also,
it's public information.
If it's a seed stirring in your head, you gotta get it out. Otherwise, you will be bitter. You will be angry. You start yelling at him for something you didn't do. It's
exactly.
It's bad news bears.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is when it gets interesting, and I want to hear your opinion, and I'd like to hear your opinion too on this. To see,
Mike loves OnlyFans.
I'd like to see. No, it's okay.
Put me on
So I mentioned it to him, and that's that. And then I think maybe, you know what? Maybe he is liking these people's things. So I do a very quick see who these women are that are following him, look and see what photos he's liked. So I see.
It doesn't
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. It took me 5.5 minutes. It took me no time. So I immediately find this one really pretty girl. I took a photo of like yesterday, 2 days ago, but not. She was fully clothed, but like a very attractive girl. And again, I get in my head being like, if this is what you find attractive, you're gonna fall out of love with this because I hate looking like that. Okay, I know how I look. It ain't that. So then I see a photo, and this is when I go a little crazy. I go back pretty far, and I see a photo of a woman on a beach in a thong bathing suit.
Okay.
Bare ass.
Yeah.
He liked that on September 5th. Okay, we had our big romantic weekend.
On September 5th.
The weekend before. Oh. We just became official that weekend.
Yeah.
And then the next week, he liked that photo.
Okay.
So he obviously is a bit irate and confused that I went back that far and found that photo.
He's confused.
But then I ask, I go, "Who is this woman?" And he goes, "That's my ex."
Oh, okay. Because I was like, if you just liked an OnlyFans girl on September 5th, that's fine.
I don't give a fuck. If
right.
you're
You liking your ex's booty photo?
Yeah.
But what do you do with that? Because really,
what's this? Your opinion on this?
I don't like this.
I mean, listen, I think that anytime somebody likes a picture of their ex, you're never going to really feel great about it.
Yes.
But
that's why I do it.
I think that you need more information. If he just liked the picture, I don't think that that's that big of a deal, especially if you guys had just become official. Like when you just become official, there's like a little window where I feel like you need to make the adjustment if you haven't been in a relationship for a long time.
Okay, this is exactly what he said. This is his exact answer. Okay.
To say like, all right, I have a girlfriend and I have to ease into that.
And Mike's not a dirtbag.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So that's why he's single.
So I think that the scary thing would be if you had information that he like reached out or said like,
yes,
hey, what's up? You look great or whatever. Liking a picture is not the same as if you left a comment.
There's no comment.
That would be a different story.
I think men also more mindlessly go through Instagram, whereas women are putting a lot more meaning into it.
Yeah, like I was sitting next to a guy on the couch and I like every time he would always look at my stories and I would always get so giddy. And then one day I actually witnessed his speed with which he goes through the stories. He was barely even looking at his fucking phone. I'm like, fuck this. All right, shit.
He was probably taking a shit when he liked your picture.
Jared Freed on his podcast really clarified how meaningless watching someone's stories is. I would say if it's your ex, that there is more meaning to it.
Right.
But like if a guy you like watches your stories, like don't read too much into it.
But like, so this insecurity that you feel, like I totally, I'm getting like flashbacks of times where I felt this. What do you do with it?
It turns out I go crazy and I stalk his ex-girlfriend's Instagram. I try. Well, I'm doing this like diet right now, the School of Thought, which I mentioned. This like program this girl Stasia in LA does, and she like changes women's bodies.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that, and that did help. The first round I did it, I lost 15 pounds, and I felt that helped a lot.
Yeah.
So I think if you do feel better about yourself, it kind of helps. But it's like it's still like
you have to work real hard to get those thoughts out of your head too.
And she does a lot of stuff with like mantras and stuff. Mantras, what the fuck they're called? I'm not good at that shit. I'm like I can't. I'm like, I can't be like, I look great. I'm just like, I fucking hate this piece of fat. Get the fuck out of there. Like, I'm being
yeah, mantra can't. You got to get the negative voices out, but the mantra's not going to do. That's not what's going to do it.
I'm like, I don't know what helps. I guess like a good set will make me feel a bit better for a little bit.
You have to build up your own reputation with yourself in various ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I'm like, I don't know. And then just seeing like him following, I'm like, I don't know about what you guys follow on Instagram. I don't see any topless men. I have golden retrievers.
I have some
and
accounts
clips.
of really hot guys that I follow.
I usually don't follow those because those guys are like I always feel like those guys are gay guys.
Some of the accounts I realize this is for gay men only. I mean, not that, anybody can follow it, but I'm like, you're not doing it for women, you're doing it for men. So I find that like less appealing for me personally.
Right. I had a boyfriend who had an OnlyFans and like there wasn't that many subscribers and it was hot as shit. But like, and I would like promote it to other people. But yeah, overall, like just men don't tend to be overtly sexual, in that way. So I find it harder to find content like that. And if it is, it's very much like too performative, like gigolo-y or something.
Okay.
Shaking your balls. That's not the kind of guy I like.
How did that argument end?
It ended with him literally saying exactly what Mike said.
That's not a bad answer.
It wasn't a bad answer. He's like, he's like, I've been single for a long time too. He's like, I didn't realize. And he's like, I honestly don't remember doing it. And I was like, that's fine. And I'm like,
could be true.
Yeah, it could be true. And
your
I know
insecurities going, that's bullshit. He fucking meant it.
And he was even like, this is a you thing. You're insecure. And he is very good at like,
that's true, but he didn't need to say it like that.
Right. And when you're in a relationship,
at the end of the day, he did also kind of get caught.
Well, he got caught.
He shouldn't have like completely deflected it back.
The thing is, he got caught, and I was just like, and how I look at it is
his job
like
to reassure you and like kind of help mend this. Right?
Yes, he was reassuring. He did apologize for doing it, but my whole thing was just like, if I were her and I posted a photo, I know when I post a thirst trap, which is once in a blue moon, they don't come out a lot. These jugs, they're hidden under the old Iron Maiden tees. You see who likes it, and usually, if it's a guy I had fucked a couple times, might slip into the DMs because I like, you know what I mean. Who might be texting me out of nowhere because I'm like, so it's just and it's also I notice who liked it.
Yeah,
I will see who liked that photo. And I'll be like, oh, okay, look who liked it. Like, I'm sure she noticed that her ex fucking boyfriend liked her bare ass.
Right.
She was also standing beside a kid. It was a weird photo too.
Whoa,
it wasn't even
that
a
is
good
a
pic.
little odd.
It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you ever had it where you're dating a guy that just followed a lot of booty bitches?
Yeah.
Did you address it or you just?
I did.
Well, how'd you do it?
I just thought I wasn't. I just thought it was fucking. I said, insert name here, other people can see this, right? Because I was more concerned about how it looked from the outside, and that's not like a concern I have very often, but I was like, you look like a fucking pervert right now.
Yeah.
That's too lusty.
I was like, you can't be following all these porn accounts when you're in the public eye, you fucking psycho. Because this is someone who is a comic, and then I don't think he even realized that you could see everyone, because men don't know that stuff.
They don't zoom out.
Because I really didn't care, but I was about like on a personal level, but I was like, you look like a scumbag to everybody else.
Right.
There is just something there's nothing wrong. I follow multiple like porn accounts and OnlyFans girls and sex workers. Nothing wrong with that if it's in the mix.
Right.
But if it's just like
that,
and if
the scales are tipped,
if it's a staggering number, there's something about it that looks bad.
Yeah. It's just crummy and gross and just ugh.
And just in a new relationship, it just made me feel weird because I was like, I haven't thought about this in a long time.
Right. And if you, I think when you enter a relationship, whatever insecurities you have get magnified.
Yes.
And how to deal with them is always the trick. And it's also telling how they support you, how they respond to you, how they react to you bringing them up.
Yeah.
And you get better at bringing them up as you go, but it's hard at first,
Yeah. I don't want to have that conversation again though. That just felt it was awkward, and he was upset and I was upset, and it was just like, but it was the first fight, and I think it went well.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell.
I mean, he watched me masturbate last night on FaceTime, so I feel like
that's fun. That's fun.
I feel like
it sounds like you guys have a really lovely, healthy sexual relationship too. That's nice. That's good for the bond.
It's also like I'm a fucking, I don't know about you gals, but I can fuck 5 times a day. I could
if I'm with somebody who's horny enough. I could. Yeah,
but I feel like women are way. This is like the age where like I'm way hornier than him, and I'm like, hello, what's going on here? Like, and now that I'm getting it all the time, excuse me.
Yeah.
That I'm date. Yeah, it's hard for me. It's hard to date somebody who has a lower sex drive than me. It's never happened before, and I'm like, oof, this is a fun little challenge for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna handle this. Hopefully, I don't explode.
Yeah, I'm getting. We'll see. It's also like, again, having,
and he lives far away, so that's like double trouble. Yeah, I did 2 long distances. So I did Denver and I did Charlotte. I liked it because I like a lot of personal time.
Yeah.
But if you need to fuck 5 times a day, that seems rough.
Yeah, a lot of batteries.
When you're not having When you are with your boyfriend and you're not having, like, when you don't, like, have you ever gone like days without fucking that you were together?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to ask how did that do?
You're very new in the relationship, though, so that makes sense.
Yeah. We're not like too far in, but
Your taco tattoo.
So psychotic. We'll be spending pretty much the entire December together.
Oh, that's
almost.
nice.
Yeah,
Ooh, that'll be a real test.
Yeah, that's
fuck
gonna be a test. Yeah, it's gonna be the fuck test. It's gonna be a fuck test.
Yeah. Do you guys talk about like? Well, I guess 5 months is too soon to like talk about a future.
Oh, we're talking about future. We're crazy.
Okay. Well, yeah. If you got matching tattoos, that's
he's Mormon. He's already been married. He already has kids.
Yeah,
like
he knows the deal, and I think we both just felt this insane thing for each other that we haven't felt in a long time. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, he went out, and also to make you feel better about that thing, like he went out of his way to pursue you, and I think that really counts for a lot.
It does, and especially because the set he saw me do was absolutely repugnant. Like I was disgusting. I immediately said I had a big fat pussy, and I was airing it out like I was gross. So I'm like,
I
you're
love
gonna
that
watch
for you,
that
yeah.
and be like, I like her. Like,
I really like.
There's some longevity in that.
There's
I really
the
like
opposite
that.
of what most men do when they see me.
This has been amazing, Steph. Thank you for coming on. I feel like this interview has lasted 10 seconds, and I could talk to you for 8 more hours. Where can we find you online, and what would you like to promote?
I'd like to promote my podcast, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
It's very different than this. It's called Steph Infection.
Of course,
thank
but of course,
thank you. Yes, you guys gotta come do it when you come to LA. It's all
that.
about weird body issues, and like, of course it is. I mean, what else would it be about? Yeah, that's that on all things comedy, and then find me on Instagram at Steph Tolev.
Yay!
Yeah,
amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for
we really
having me.
appreciate you.
Wonderful guest. This has been Guys We Fucked, the anti-slut shaming podcast. We'll talk to you next Friday.